way to start this little episode. So first of all, I haven't even unmuted him yet on my side because I don't know what he's going to be going on about. So basic way to say is he's decided to take forever to pop up a stream to watch for no apparent reason. Whatever. And yeah, that's very professional there, sir. What do you have to say for yourself? The constipated cat response. Gotcha. And I see he also has some hate speech in the comments. Good to know. Now it has devolved into Slender. Alright.
This is top quality, guys. This is how
So, anyway.
Yeah, shouldn't you do?
Yeah,
What
hello.
happened last time?
I know, that's what I'm saying right now. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Nerd Ensemble. And as we should be doing from now on, I'm going to start introducing who we are, just for audio deals later or whatever. I'm Nexus. And you? You are?
Dying at the moment.
Alright, dying at the moment. Let's go.
Oh, good. Yes, I'm Sweden. Depending on where you're watching, I'm Sweden Cat Boy or Sweden Boy, depending on where you're watching. So.
Me, I always just label him as Swedenboy Gaming, just because that's how it first went about. And then he decided to put cat into everything.
I became a cat. I evolved in life. You know, there was no one pressing B. No one ever pressed B when I was evolving.
I'm pretty sure they pressed B every single time, and they just fell asleep at the wheel at this point.
I feel like that's life.
It's like one of those reverse evolutions between Magikarp and Gyarados.
That's like God right now. It's like, stop evolving! Stop evolving! Why is the button broken? Stop!
Imagine instead of Pokemon, he's just working with humans at this point.
Oh God.
We should stop with that one. Oh yeah. This episode is brought to you by a dying man. Because clearly he keeps coughing like crazy. Do you think he's sick, or do you think he just can't control it? You'll find out later.
Or am I both?
Both. But in reality,
They brought by us the non-sponsored drink that we have. That I always
you
drink.
have.
Yeah, he's
I don't have any.
he's bad.
I don't have any. Not my fault. I'm not the one who buys drinks.
I always like buy this. Like I bought this a week ago, and I still have it.
Not sure if I would drink. Would be up for
Oh,
drinking
don't
something
worry.
like
It's
that. Also,
cold.
then again, I can't really
It's
say much.
in my private freezer.
Private
for a
fridge freezer.
Yeah,
I don't know
I'm gonna tell
why,
you
but
what
out of
my private-
context, you can imagine how that sounds.
Are you implying something, sir?
Probably.
Do I have to put you in my private freezer?
Saying you have to do anything with a private anything makes it sound sketchy. My private freezer, my private room, my private...
I mean, technically, a room should be
Porch.
private.
Usually.
And porch, that should be private also, if you own the property. So, but when you say like private freezer, that's okay for people that doesn't know
It's
me.
not exactly private if
Well,
it would come
actually-
down to cul-de-sac or whatever, suburban area. Not really
Yeah.
private on those. Anyway, on to
Yeah,
your
but
point.
the thing with me, my private freezer is actually not a freezer; it's actually an open window, and it works great and it's a great winter. So like, if I have soda or if I actually have energy drinks at the moment at my window now, it's cold. It's fucking cold, and I'm like,
You
yes.
don't even need a window to do that. I just have to let it sit in the house. It'll get cold.
Seems cold of you.
It's very cold.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a certain somebody, you know, stupid.
You know, this joke is
Yeah,
kind of. Yeah, I think
it's
we're gonna
kinda
have to
getting old, but
lay
I
them
think
on
it's-
ice.
I mean, hey, it's getting pretty old. Alright? Probably just. Yeah.
Just put them on ice. Like,
Yeah. Put on
Really?
ice. Freeze it up. Just quick cold turkey. Aha, see, because it's Thanksgiving coming up for us over here, and
yeah, and
doesn't someone
that's
else
like.
doesn't someone else
so-
celebrate that?
I think Canada has one.
Oh,
Not sure if Britain actually has it.
no, probably. Oh, it's something else of a sense, but
But I think Canada does have.
Well,
some
technically,
sort of
Thanksgiving does technically have a type of like, you know, it definitely has the history behind it. In a way,
Yeah,
it kind of
and-
is one of those you could just disconnect it from everything. It doesn't even have to have a history.
Yeah, because people doesn't know this true history.
Well, even so,
people
I'm
think-
just saying that you don't need one for it. Every holiday doesn't
No.
need a freaking history. Just have it for whatever.
Technically, Christmas is based around one thing. Same with Easter. So those two have a history that you can't deny, but people have like
You can't
ignored
deny.
that history. I mean, you and I can, but we are normal people.
I mean, I'm just saying you can deny a little bit, not too much. I mean, you can still celebrate it, but I'm saying that it's not exact.
Yeah.
I'm not. We're not gonna get into anything religious, but I'm just saying in general, it's a thing.
I feel like we're talking about God, Christmas, anything of that.
Well, we've already.
Like
Yes, we've already put that. I'm saying we're not gonna go deep into anything religious. Anyway.
Now we pray to the Lord, the one and true Lord, which is Gabe. Yes, Gabe. Pray to the Lord, Gabe.
King Gabe.
Yeah.
I still love that. Just like the sheer reaction that you gave on that one word. Just like, I wonder what that guy's name is. Gabe. Just like fucking Gabe.
I mean, you could get it up with any bad name, but you got Gabe.
I know it's whatever it is, hired security or, you know, private security force from the U.S. or something, or some middle ground. But Gabe, come on now, he doesn't even have a last name. People around here have a last name, while I know some people in like Japan and stuff, they don't exactly have the surname. Most do, but
Even-
some don't.
Fucking Poe has a fucking last name.
Come on. Most of the
Then
time
you
over
have
in
Gabe.
Japan, there's
Like-
surnames, but yeah.
Oh, what's your name? Gabriel. Okay, last name? Your last name.
But when it comes to
Sir.
Gabriel, that's fine. That at least sounds adequate and be fine. But just
Yeah,
flat out
but-
Gabe.
And then the funny part, his name is Gabriel. Everyone calls him Gabe, and then he's the insane guy, and that makes it fun. Like, yeah,
Yeah. I still haven't seen the latest couple of episodes. Not the one
Oh,
that came
you
out
should
today,
see-
not the one before.
I'm not saying today's yet, but I saw the last one. That was disappointing to me.
I mean, I'll watch it anyway because I care less for the opinions of others when it comes to shows.
Yeah, I mean, you have to watch it for the
I mean,
continue.
when it comes down to it, when
continuously.
someone, yeah, and when someone says that like a show's good or everything, again, I'll consider it. When someone says the show sucks, I'll just be like, okay. I mean, still gonna try it anyway. And it's just me.
Like, oh, it sucks. Well, let me watch it anyways. Like,
I know a few people who have tried to tell me, they were just like, oh, so what about the last episode or whatever? And they're just like, nah, you don't need to watch that crap. It was terrible. I go and watch it, and I'm like, I don't really find much of a problem with it. Sure, it's a little weaker, but I mean, there's not too much of a problem. They were just trying their best
the
to,
only thing I can
to get me
say
not to
is
watch it.
that they kind of ended at a dumb place. Like,
Have you watched SAO before? They do that a lot.
I mean,
Have you watched
that's-
anime before? That is a huge thing that happens.
like, yeah, but it was like so disappointed because it was like, in not only, I mean, I get when we should not talk about, okay, we can talk about like last season. That's also a dumb ending, like, and a naked lady that I normally wouldn't mind, but that was just disappointing. Like, it was such a
way to admit that
unnecessary
one.
thing. Like, it was an unnecessary thing in general. Like, oh, she's naked.
Why?
Like, why?
I don't know. Really, it's just a
guess
lot
for the
of.
one episode when she got naked, that episode I kind of get why.
We're gonna come into this and wonder what in the living hell are these two talking about.
Naked ladies that should be naked.
That's the out of context version. The in context version is SAO Bowsization Part 1. Point being, don't know what the hell they were thinking on that one, but you know what? It's Japan.
Who needs clothes?
Just the biggest
I don't hate
one-worded
people,
answer.
If you wonder, I just hate her.
I'm just saying, biggest one episode, or like one reason, one-worded reason. Japan.
Like, why?
It's just the way their culture works, I guess, but in a lot of ways.
Yeah, okay, Japan in general has the fucking best humor ever. Like, they have no care about what they put.
They do care in a lot of places, but
I wonder. I'm gonna go check something. Is Alexation Part 2 still rated R13 or PG-13?
PG-13. What?
Yeah.
First
SEO
one
Alexation was rated PG-13. The first season of Alexation.
Good at them every time I check, or R in this case.
Yeah, I think it was that last time, but I'm gonna see if they have put that on latest season 2 or if it's like, nah.
You do that.
It's safe for kids.
You do that.
What's the name? Sword Art Online. Good job.
What is the name? the one thing you obsess over. You forget its name. How did you manage that?
No. Are you questioning me, sir, again?
I question every single thing you ever do.
Ah, yes. Ah, yes. I don't know where to read the PD. I think it should be more information. And it's...
Do you need me to look this up? That's right,
Oh, do I have to go to my list to say that? Oh. I mean, I normally don't go to my list if I can avoid. I'm going to my PC, that's the issue.
Oh, there it is. Hold on.
Where's that? Where I need to update this episode. I'm on episode 6. It doesn't give me what the fuck. What?
PG-13.
I mean, if you have a bad guy named Gabe.
Well, that was the first season. I don't know about this one.
Yeah, that's the version. So you check Alexander War of the Underworld. Okay. That should be fucking rated R.
That's PG-13.
The fuck?
13-year-olds. As soon as you're done becoming a kid, you're clearly rated for any type of violence.
That's what I feel like these days. Like, you have the we can get into this now. Copa. Like, everyone knows Copa, yeah? If you don't, where the fuck have you been? It's like the biggest thing right now on Copa. I think the Copa sounds better.
If it's Copa, because if it was Copa, then it'd be different.
I don't know.
Copa would be a one
dumb thing. It's still dumb thing.
Yeah. Also, every time we mention something that's going on, you're just like, where the fuck have you been? Like,
I mean, if you don't know Copa.
Well, a lot of people don't.
Kappa.
There's a lot of people don't, they don't pay attention. And rightfully, they don't have to. I'm pretty sure the idea of talking about a lot of this is mainly to explain for those who don't.
And you who do know, why do you know this? This is not good information for your head.
Well, it's not if you're a creator.
I mean, in general, like, I feel like this rule or that law in general is dumb. Because as I have understood...
Well, it's not really much of the law. The law itself makes sense. It's this little part that they're going for doesn't.
Yeah, and apparently FTC can prosecute anyone, no matter what they say, if that's correct. No matter what they say, like, oh, but this isn't family friendly, even though it contains stuff that can be family friendly, or child friendly.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, the problem really is that when it comes down to it, the FTC is working off of old values. They're not working off the new ones because they don't really know. A lot of people in government and higher up positions and all that other stuff, they don't really know anything about how pop culture is or what exactly people do these days. They're just used to the old way. So basically, say for us, we're in our 20s and we watch cartoons and we basically play Pokemon and all this other crap. They do not think that is supposed to be right. They think all of that is for kids.
Yes. And as long as it's not like a bridge version of
that, it should be.
No.
Or
yeah, but I can say this: is it cartoons? Often, it is based for kids. Often.
Depends.
Not always. Yeah, if you are TFS, God, they could make something terrible out of your kid shows.
that's not wrong.
Like, oh, you know this show you love? Let me just fix it up a little bit and show you the truth. But it's PG. Well, let me make
a lot
it
of
PG.
shows that people think are for kids really just aren't.
Yeah, SpongeBob, definitely not really for kids if you look really closely at the jokes.
Really, it's one of those double deals. There's a lot of different types of media where it'll have like a double value where, you know, you can have basically the show could be more focused towards kids, but they put in adult jokes and all this other stuff that a kid just won't get because it's like really hidden. But, you know, when you're grown up and everything, you'll look back like, oh, okay, that's actually more funny because now I get it.
Yeah.
Which a lot of stuff do.
That's what I'm saying. Like, these shows isn't for kids, cartoons isn't only for kids if you look back in how they do them. Like, that's the issue people don't see.
When it comes down to it, I mean, I've researched a lot when it comes down to this stuff already. Like, I've done a lot of it recently. Mostly because I'm partially affected here. When it comes down to playing video games as it is, not exactly a safe rule. People think, oh, you know.
Yeah, there it is. There it is. There's also an issue because that's one of the rules. But if you check FTC's list of what is approved as child friendly, you get into cartoons, animations, and stuff like that. And one of them is a video game, and that was like, I'm like,
well, it's kind of like a mixture, really. I don't know. A lot of stuff they're mainly trying to get for educational style, but they don't know. Again, this is why we have ratings on boxes, and why we have ratings on movies and cartoons and animation and all that. We have ratings for reasons. People don't notice that when a cartoon starts, or even an anime when it starts, there is literally a symbol in like the corners of the screen, or sometimes in the subtitles on the bottom if you're watching a subbed version or something. Then it'll literally tell you the rating right there. They have to be there legally, or at least in America they have to be legally there to say
I think
TV 14 or something.
Like when we release a movie on DVD or something,
well, that needs to be
it's always and on the back there's always a rating.
Well, I mean, for us, whenever a movie starts, it immediately has to have a pop-up that'll be like this. I don't know. It'll basically just like say the movie's rated this, and then it'll move on.
That's the thing about my content. It definitely rated M for mature. I can stretch it to like 15 or something, but like
I'd say
it's mostly
roughly
mature.
I mainly say 16, 17 is my starting point for people to start watching for me.
Yeah, same
So
for
at that
me.
point,
but
you should be
feel like
sanitized
50,
enough.
60, 17, around there.
At that point, you should be sanitized enough to be able to at least hear a lot of swearing.
Unless you're like one of our friends. That's like
Sheltered.
doesn't matter. Basically, like, oh god, that's also a thing I hate. Overprotected parents. Like, there's one thing protecting your child at a young age, but when they're in their teens and you're like, oh, you can't watch this. Like, seriously.
They should be old enough.
Like,
I mean, heck, I was okay. True, this is not a good thing. It's not, and I'm not promoting that you should do it. But I was pretty young, and I definitely watched Family Guy and Robot Chicken and American Dad. Not much, but
and
the other two, yes.
Simpsons, probably.
Not really much of Simpsons. Like I maybe watched a few. I watched the Simpsons movie, but that's about it. Oh, and the game.
Yeah.
But anyway, regardless, did all that mostly at an older kid. I'd say not really young, but like older. What? Actually, no. Yeah, okay. Yeah, as a kid, watched all that, and yeah.
And there you have it.
I
Also,
mean,
it's like a cartoon, but it's not for children at all. Like,
it's not.
that's them. And
A lot of adult jokes, a lot of swearing, all this other stuff. Lately, it depends. Lately, they're either weak on their jokes or they're actually higher up on it. Like, jeez. But then again, this is the people who were okay with showing their kids Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, when, as a matter of fact, the movie just promotes bullying, like racism, bullying, and all the rest. Just promotes all that, and it's just like, oh, it's a cute little movie about Rudolph and all this other stuff. Like, yeah, you don't say any of that, don't you?
And then you have Pokemon, basically fucking promoting animal violence.
Well, I mean, that's the thing, though. In the deal, apparently the Pokemon enjoy doing it, so I don't really know if that's the case.
It's still animal violence. It's like,
yeah, well, trust me, I'm pretty sure PETA has made plenty of ways to go against it.
But still, if you think about our history when we were child, technically we were taught to like hate everything, fight everything, and then you have Teletubbies.
Why was that such a popular show? I don't even know looking back on it. I mean, apparently I loved a lot of Teletubbies as a kid. I don't remember a single bit of it except for the names and the freaking vacuum cleaner. No one ever mentions the vacuum cleaner, but I remember that shit. But I'm just saying.
That vacuum cleaner was the fucking best vacuum cleaner ever.
I'm just saying, when it comes down to it, I don't know why is that some people got on to it. What's even a problem is that because apparently I watched it so much, as a kid I actually had a British accent.
Oh my god!
As a kid I had one. Just full-fledged. Disappeared
Good
later.
for you. Want the medal?
Nah. But still, I don't know.
And then they wonder why the fuck the kids these days are fucked up. We watch Teletubbies.
Well, no. These days, there are many reasons why, and that's because shows have gotten progressively and horribly worse. I'll at least say this. When it comes down to it, we'll say, for example, Dora the Explorer. Pretty stupid show, but in reality, it did teach a lot of kids Spanish. So, you know what? Props to you. And then we have these other shows popping up that make no absolute sense.
And we had English in our version. We were taught English in our version of Dora.
Well, was it actually Dora saying English stuff?
We had it translated to Swedish, and she said certain stuff like she said backpack instead of the Japanese. Instead of the Spanish word for backpack, she said backpack. And then
she said backpack and for us too. The whole song was saying backpack.
Why?
It was not the whole show was Spanish. She just had specific things that she said that was in Spanish.
Yeah, that's the thing. We had like certain things like she said backpack, and the map was named in English.
Map was also English thing for us.
So we have So the Spanish you had, so we were taught the basics of
You were taught the basics
English,
of English, and we were taught the whatever it was. The,
basics of Spanish, basically.
not really basics, more of the whatever it was. Just random, I guess. Learn mine from many different places.
Did anyone ever watch that fucking the live action movie?
Is that even out on DVD yet?
I had this shit that get released last year or something.
Apparently there is a. I saw it on it was recommended to me in my YouTube feed, but apparently there's a freaking spot in that movie where she takes like some drugs or something, and she randomly it shows the animation style of Dora the Explorer, like the TV show. So it just starts showing that like idea. It's like, what the fuck? Like I didn't watch it, but I saw in the preview window of that when you're scrolling by, it'll show the preview of it for a minute there. I'm like, the hell is this movie? I thought this was actually supposed to be an actual live action kids type of movie, but instead it's a live action modernized making fun of.
Like, yeah, that's what you do, because Dora the Explorer, yes, it's good for education, but to be honest, it was not that good of a show.
Yeah, I mean, granted, I watched the earlier episodes. Later in its life, it did get better, from what I hear.
I mean,
obviously, the early versions of it was, hey, where's this tree? Hey, which path should we take? We were told we should take the bridge, so which one of these should we take? And there's the freaking bridge over there, just like, are you?
And take this other road. That is like not.
Then you just have a freaking Windows 98 mouse click. All right. I don't even have a realistic sound for a click. I just have my actual mouse just freaking. Just hear that.
Quality content, guys. Quality content. I'll say this. We're at least better than Teletubbies. But that's barely.
I don't know. But back to the whole COPPA thing, honestly, I mean, like I said, I've researched pretty much quite a bit about it. There's a few points of it where I absolutely understand where they're coming from in that sense, and then there's the other part that I don't. In a way, it's kind of like a mixture type of deal that they say they're trying to... Okay. Basically, for those who don't know what this new COPPA rule is basically doing, I mean, we mentioned it in the last stream, but I'll mention it again. I say stream, the last episode. It is a stream, but we're going episodic here. So last episode I mentioned this, but I'll mention it again here. Is that the idea is that on YouTube, they are now legally... Okay, they legally have to put these options, and us as creators are legally required to choose an option. So in this sense, it's... Is your video made for kids? Is your video not made for kids? So what happens if you put yes is... It basically just hides your video from all existence, is what it's trying to do. It doesn't private it, but it takes away comments, it takes away the notification bell, the subscribe, what is it? It takes away interest-based ads. There's a bunch of stuff it takes away. It just takes it all away to basically discoverability of that video if you were to search it up. Oh, and it's not searchable. So you just can't find it. And if you go, the only way you can find it is going to that person's channel specifically and scrolling down to click it. You can't find it any other way because it won't pop up on recommended feeds either. So the whole point of why they were trying to do that is because they're trying to make stuff that are made for kids to sort of die on the platform, I guess. It's kind of like that, so that's why they're trying to say, like in the petition that's going around right now, it says to save family-friendly content, because that content is kind of getting pushed aside, because technically YouTube is not meant for kids. It's meant for 13 or above 13, really.
Yeah, and
so
that's where this law kind of breaks, because like YouTube is already following the law in that way. They have. I
mean, yeah,
but and what FTC actually does is making YouTube the parent instead of the parents being parents. Fucking parents not being parents these days.
Well, I know, but I'm saying they're not really trying to censor videos. They're not trying to get rid of the mature content. They're trying to hide out the kid content so YouTube will stop being as interesting to kids. That's kind of the point they're going across. I could be getting that wrong, but that's the side I'm saying. Is that they're trying to push...
Hopefully it's gonna remove it and just push it more on YouTube Kids than it does the main stuff.
Really, when it comes down to it, I mean, a lot of stuff probably should just go down to YouTube Kids, so in a way I see where they're coming from, and I agree in that sense that basically they could be put there. What I don't agree on is that, oh yeah, another thing I didn't mention, no monetization really, because interest-based ads are gone, and to quickly explain that is, it's basically 90% of your revenue is gone, because interest-based ads are 90% of it. They get like 10% just remaining. That's a estimated number, it's not exact, but point is, that's what happens. So all those family-friendly creators are basically just screwed. And then
that is dumb.
What's happening though is a lot of other creators getting caught in the crossfires. So people who make animations constantly, like animated videos or something, or they play younger targeted games, I guess. So for me, for example, I go ahead and say this, is that I'm trying to do streams of a new Super Mario 64 ROM hack, Super Mario 64 Land, doing that, you know, now, and what happened to me is that I uploaded it, and, well, I'd upload it again, because the first one decided to be a pain, uploaded it, and I said no. My channel default is to say no, not for kids, but the next day or two I come back, because I was watching Chadtronic's video about Kappa and everything, and then I go back just to look at my stuff, like, I wonder if any of my stuff got set by YouTube. I go in there, and it says, set for kids, by you. And I'm like, no, I said no. And then I put no, and I push save. And then it updates, it says, set to kids, by YouTube. And I'm like, the fuck? Never said that. It's even worse that the Mario one and the Destiny streams that you and me do, that got set too. One of them got set too. And I'm like, okay. Mario, no, because there's plenty of swearing from me in there. And the Destiny one, hell no. That is insanely
That's a little swearing from me.
A lot from you. Especially towards Ghost. So, no.
Fuck off, Ghost. Go to fucking hell. I'm a nice...
Okay, question. We gotta answer this question right now. And too bad no one's in here, I do a poll, but which one do you hate more? The Ghost or Silica? Because at this moment, it kind of feels like a similar hatred.
Silica.
It just feels like a similar one. I mean, really, okay.
No,
when
actually
it comes to her,
no one can beat Silica because she's a piece of shit. I hope she dies in a fucking fire and she should die.
You know what's funny
though?
though?
For her, it's Screwball.
You know what's funny though?
I hate Screwball also.
Okay, but the thing that's funny though is that you say the exact same things about Ghost, but most of that thing, I don't know. I mean, honestly, I see no problem with him. The thing is, in Destiny 1, he's a little bit boring in some sense, but that's just because the dialogue he was given. That was the original dialogue that was scripted there. The more further on you get into the DLCs, he gets better dialogue and everything, and in Destiny 2, he has much better.
Yeah,
plus, he doesn't really talk as much as everyone else who talks as much.
I used to dislike... I hate those, but it's just because it's irritating. Silica, she has no purpose. Like, that's why I hate her. She has no purpose.
That is just called lazy writing. It has nothing really to do with her as a character. That just has to do with Kawahara not writing much for her.
Hey, he's a good writer. At least...
Yes, but that doesn't mean there's still mistakes.
I still have to read Mother Rosario.
Good for you. Want a medal? Anyway. Down back to the copy business. Point overall is that some people are getting caught in this crossfire by YouTube automatically setting it to for kids, and if they try to say no, it doesn't really work out anyway. And of course, a lot of people are kind of getting misinformed in a lot of areas to where it's saying, people are like, oh, you'll get 42,000 in a fine. I didn't mention that last time, but that's not exactly the exact thing. It's actually a, maximum they can do. They can do a maximum of 42,000, but it's somewhere along, that's basically just like a threat level, which is basically what the FBI does with pirated content. They'll say 250,000 is a fine when it's less.
Yeah, it's probably how much. If they find a lot of it. Hello, TJ.
Good job. You know how to read stuff.
My brain stopped work when I read the name. Like, how do you read the name?
Well, basically,
read?
it's just a way, everything when it comes down to it. I mean, again, when it comes to our content, we're not really for kids.
And if anyone, if FTC ever comes to fucking say that, like, hey, you're showing us for kids, like, let me show you something. I promise you, if you say this is for kids,
the real problem is a lot of times
everything.
I mean, a lot of times is that whenever they check, like, I don't think it's real the FTC properly check it. It's mostly they just see what the content is like. So, they'll say the Mario video, they'll look at it and just be like, Like, okay, it's Mario. That is a kid-friendly character. That's a character that kids like and everything.
Yeah, and
so it's like, that must be made for kids then. So they must have incorrectly put it. Let me just put that down here.
But that's what I have gonna. That's people gonna have an. That's what I think is gonna scare the people the most.
Like a new. I'll answer that in a minute. You keep going with what you're saying.
Like, that's the thing. Like, if that's what people are afraid of is that FTC will go down on certain people because of it. Like, if you say, as you said, you play the Mario, they don't care what you do in the video. In the end, they care about what you have posted. That's what people are afraid to say. Like, what if I post a video that is not for kids at all, but it does have what Jurek says is for kids? That's where it's gonna be like, because it's a fine line between what is for kids and what is not for kids when it comes down to gaming. Like, unless it's GTA, and like, if you have games that actually are PG or rated mature or A, that's definitely not for kids. That is what I.
Yeah, I mean, most that's the thing, because a lot of stores won't even allow it anyway, which they shouldn't. I mean, granted, sometimes it's just really stupid, and other times it just makes sense. And one way that it's stupid is that for me,
like, A-rated games should never be sold to kid under 18.
A-rated games shouldn't even be sold in stores. So it should just be like, I guess online, but they shouldn't be sold in physical stores. This makes no sense.
GTA can be sold.
GTA is not A though.
Stores, so. Isn't GTA rated A?
No, it's mature.
The fuck?
Yeah, it's rated mature.
It's rated 18 in Sweden.
Yeah, I mean, it's still mature here. It's a mixture thing here. I mean, a lot of times you'll see something that's rated A for a lot of like violent or like really gory stuff or whatever, but out of nowhere, it's still technically rated M.
Sexual content, and it's like, it's a mature.
That's the thing. Rated M does still have sexual content as a factor. It's still in there, in mature content. Still technically there, but it's just when it goes super up, I guess.
It's so weird the ratings. I'm still like, what the fuck decide what's what these days? To be honest, the mature rating, in my opinion, is like the dumbest name you can have on a rating. What is defined mature? Because you can be mature at fucking age 13.
The rating depends on the mature. I guess when they say mature, it's obviously physically mature, not mentally. Never. I don't think anyone mentally matures anyway.
I don't think anyone's mentally mature when it comes to that.
Yeah. Don't die. It's YouTube that's dying. You shouldn't go along with it. Now, another thing when it comes down to it, though, I mean, like I said, I could still see where the FTC is trying to go with it, trying to. Again, their main rule is to try to protect children with the COPPA deal. I mean, that's literally what it is. So, it makes sense, but they just don't really know what they're going for here. It's just kind of annoying in a way.
I think they're gonna fail it pretty much, because if if YouTube starts
I mean,
losing,
in reality,
they're gonna go.
they might still have this like thing going. But what I'm just hoping is that they kind of fix the way that they see things. That's all that really matters, is that they fix how they're seeing
Yeah, I
content.
think it's like it's old people still at the seat of the leadership.
It's a lot.
And that's
I mean, that's a thing. If you watched, like, there were actual government conferences, like U.S. government conferences, if you were to watch those, because they're all public, so if you were to watch them during that whole games causes violence deal, you can just see how out of touch all of them are. There's a lot of them just, like, not understanding anything.
Basically, no one under the year 50.
No, there were still some, like, 40s and 30s, but I'm saying a lot of them, no, not 30s, but maybe, actually, because 30 is actually the... no.
That's where you can kind of have the understanding of game. Because, like, that's, like...
It depends. I'm just saying, a lot of people like that, they don't understand it, of how the stuff actually works at all, because they'll just start talking about something random and just be like, oh, no. I don't know where you're getting any of this information from.
Yeah.
And just...
of Adolf playing that picture we had when we thought about games. I'm sorry, mate. Yeah, and I think Osama also played games before he crashed the plane. He was like, this looks interesting. I wonder what happens if we crash a plane to a building. Hey, anyone want to test something?
I'm pretty sure that's an obvious thing. Should have probably guessed that already. But anyway, I don't know. It's a lot of things that's going down, and when it comes down to it, a lot of people are actually like threatening to just stop or quit. I mean, actually, there is literally. I need to see the date again. There is literally a movement going on right now that is to not upload on a certain day to YouTube, to get as many people to not upload that day. Like, I have to look at this real quick. Let me search that image. Here it is. Okay. Dead Upload Day. No uploads in protest for better copyright regulations for content creators, viewers, and kids alike. November 26th. And that's what is 2 days from now. But 2 days from now is supposed to be a Dead Upload Day.
Oh,
which,
good.
of course,
I don't upload anything.
I mean, when it comes down to it, not many people are really gonna listen to that. They're just gonna upload if they please. But still,
I think a lot of people is gonna do it though, just to show that we don't really want to show that we don't follow these rules, because these rules are dumb until you give a clear path what is right and wrong.
I mean,
you're gonna lose them.
They're going to. I mean, really, it's just some random person that are going for it.
Remember, I can also go for it. I don't have any.
I mean, in reality, I don't see the point.
You don't upload anything.
I don't know. Really. I mean, that technically still works when it comes down to a stream. It's still technically the same difference. But yeah, I don't really see the problem in uploading the day.
I was gonna actually, I was gonna stream Race 4 today. That's even more than play Death Stranding instead. Like, it was more like I wasn't in the mood after, like, I was like, I'm not feeling like fucking playing this game right now. And like, I watched a little bit of a video and I was like, I'm gonna play Death Stranding instead.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, I have a lot of plans when it comes to some streams and everything. That's another thing I was gonna mention is, sort of how I'm wanting to go forward when it comes to a lot of streaming. I mean, I mentioned it before, but yeah, there's just some stuff I want to actually try. Because currently, I mean, I'm mostly directed around gaming, and while yeah, that is kind of the way I go, it's just gaming all the time kind of just bores the hell out of me. I don't know, it's starting to bore me like crazy. I want to at least try something different.
We are gaming PlayStation. We have a set way to work, but games, as I've said this many times on this podcast, actually, I think, is that games today doesn't have the same standard that they did back in the day. Like, nowadays, I feel like everything is almost only online, and then you sit and be like, I don't want to play online games. I want to play a simple single-player game with a good story.
Not a lot of those left, and then at the same time, there's also people who don't believe in anything local anymore, so split screen and anything like that's getting erased. Like crazy.
That makes it like,
Which is the thing I found out when it came to Modern Warfare. You actually can do split screen. I don't get it whatsoever in any way, no matter what. No matter what the hell anyone tries to say, you have zero arguments to this. Because your arguments are stupid. I do not care, and I will never listen. So no offense to you, because I know you were about to say something.
You need to have friends to play split screen.
Doesn't matter. It's the point that it is there. It should always be an option when you have something like that. I mean, it's okay if it's just something that makes sense to be online, but I'm saying that when it comes down to Call of Duty, for instance, it's had a theme. I mean, sure, there are some games that haven't had it as well, but I'm saying you already have split screen in it. You can literally sign in a second control. You can literally sign in two controllers at the same time on Modern Warfare. You can do that. Problem is, you can't do anything with it. Literally, you can't do anything with it. You go to the co-op section of the game, you cannot play online, split screen online on it, and you cannot play it split screen local. Just two people playing
fun on
local.
Black Ops 3 was when you could play with a friend to online.
Yeah, a lot of them did that. But I'm saying in this case, split screen is just not allowed at all co-op wise, which is completely stupid. And then in multiplayer, it's the exact same thing, except for time trials or whatever the hell those are. It's like, oh, work on your weapons or whatever, freaking learn the ropes, all this other crap. That's all you can do. You can't even go into a private match and face against bots split screen. You can do it yourself. You cannot just have another person in there. The split screen.
Yeah.
Campaign I kind of get, but honestly that campaign really should have been co-op because a lot of times you were followed by a second person. Like there's always another person next to you.
That's almost
in that
always
campaign,
in
so.
Modern Warfare. It's like always a second person in every Modern Warfare besides you, but they are useless as.
Infinity Ward just never wants co-op, honestly. Only Treyarch has ever wanted real co-op. And it's only happened twice. Only in World of War and Black Ops 3.
I'm still fucking wondering if I get cash tomorrow. I'm still fucking wondering whether. No, not tomorrow. Actually, tomorrow for me. In 2 days for us because we're both like weirdos that talks in different times. We talk in a weird time way.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's both Sunday
on Monday, if I get cash, I hopefully gonna buy a new game. Hopefully, I'm trying to find a game where it actually have a multiplayer so you can join me because I hate playing alone. That's the thing.
I mean,
that's the best thing. I can buy. I'm thinking about actually getting Rico on the console.
Don't want to see the point in that, but alright.
Mostly because
What you
I
could
can't
probably
get it on
do is at
PC.
least just request for it.
I have already done that. The key didn't work, and I have requested for a new.
Well, just freaking send a message to the Twitter account. Oops. Like, try to get their attention.
Well, I can see if I'm ever feel like doing it, message the Rico company itself and say like, oh hey, I requested this key that didn't work, and I asked.
Company, you mentioned, but mostly just studio is a better way to say it.
The company, I don't know.
Because if me and you made a game, it wouldn't be called a company. If me, you, and like 6 different other people try to make a game, wouldn't be a company. Even 30 other people wouldn't be a company. Company implies that everything is completely licensed and has.
Would you and me do a game? We would have the dumbest fucking game dev name ever. The Nerd Ensemble.
That wouldn't really. Honestly, I have no names.
That's the only thing we have. Our brand is the Nerd Ensemble.
Currently.
That would be perfect. Yeah.
But it takes. I don't know, but
I have 2 brands actually now. The one with you and then my own brand, the Thai Nude. And I don't think that's gonna work either.
I mean, that probably could work. I mean, just
By
have
Thai
like
Nude
a...
production.
I mean, there's basically a bunch of stuff you can go for, but
Also,
really,
we need a banner for the Nerd Ensemble. Have you thought about that? We need an actual good banner for
What do you mean?
podcast. Like, we have the thumbnail, but we don't have a proper nice banner.
I don't know what you mean by banner.
Like something cool, something that shows off us. Like, at the moment we only have a... At the moment I have a fucking... I don't know what I have.
I mean, I have the thumbnail and I have little podcast said, and that's basically it. But honestly, there's really nothing else to go for.
I need something you don't mind and do. I don't want the same as you because I want mine to be awesome and amazing, built into something I am. They're gonna probably ask someone else to do it for me.
Yeah, that just sounds completely weird. Just like, I need to have something that's all about me, something that just shows what I am. Time to get someone else to do it for me. Like, yeah, because they know what you want. They know you the best.
I mean, if we asked one of our friends, they probably would know what I fucking...
But, yeah, what's it going for?
Like, I don't know. We got so off branch that we don't even have a branch anymore. We just jumped off the tree.
And it's right in
I don't
that
know why we are
bush.
on a tree. Why were we in a tree?
Aim for the bushes.
What bushes? I thought we were in the middle of nowhere.
Well, there are bushes in the middle of nowhere when there's a tree, so aim for the bushes.
No, you're not my dad.
Foo Fighters comes on. Do we get it? Okay.
I have not watched that, so no.
You need to. It's funny.
No, I'm an adult man, and
It is an adult movie. Somewhat. It doesn't have like the adult you're thinking of, but I'm saying like it's good. It's a good movie. Come on, a lot of hilarity. But yeah.
I
was.
This is top-notch quality content, guys.
Yeah, because every time I try to go back to it, I try to go back to what we were talking about, because I still have more to add to it. You start talking about the same thing we just were, or you go off and talk about something else, and I'm like, I guess I'm done here, because I'm not allowed to speak.
Honest, the stuff we have talked about it.
Huh?
We talk about it too much off stream that it's boring. Connecting to life and successfully connected.
Okay. But I was saying that I... He's dying. Always. Because somehow, I don't know how, you're always coughing like crazy whenever it comes down to just laughing even the tiniest bit. How? I don't know. Your lungs must be shriveled.
This Mountain Dew is strong, man.
Yeah, it's killing you on the inside. Makes sense.
I wonder what they have put in this Mountain.
Everything. Hydrochloric acid? Check.
Like, how to kill a person?
Glucemic acid. There we go. What is that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Won't do.
I prefer just to use cyanide.
I wouldn't be surprised that wasn't in Mountain Dew. Now, the person that we've asked for just to give tiny differences. You can't even say an insult correctly. My God. Tried to say, wow, this podcast sucks. Didn't he put sucks, but suck, and then he put whoa. As in W-O-E, whoa. Good job. Whoa, you.
How to roast your own... I failed. That just proves how bad this is.
That's how bad you are.
No,
I've been trying to get into an actual topic, but every time I do, you just throw it off. As if, like, I can't.
Did you kill the president?
Not even worth the topic. Now, all I was trying to say is that I wanted to start doing other stuff besides games. That's what I was trying to get across before, but I couldn't get across. Other stuff and everything. I'm gonna have a few options, obviously. I mean, I still want to try to do that one editing stream again. I just need something to edit correctly and go for. I just don't know what that would be right now. Need something to edit to actually properly show off all I could do. And there's the music stuff I do, but I don't know, there's not really much to do on that bit. I also did a walking stream. That was something.
And I walked right out of that stream.
Yeah, you showed up for like 4 minutes.
5 minutes.
4 or 5 minutes, and you were just gone. I was just like sitting there talking, and like Candy was there, someone in our our community.
I was around
there
when I left because I had more important stuff to watch.
Yeah, I was just sitting
Actually,
there
good
like doing all
content.
that, and I know we're just like, so we went back to playing Death Stranding, didn't he? All right, off we go.
No, I think what? I think I watched anime.
You were streaming.
watched
It said
anime.
you were streaming Death Stranding before that, like before I went live.
Yeah, before that, because I ended around when you were done. Like when you started, I basically.
But what's really terrible is that right as I was ending the stream, Evil showed up. Right as I was ending, and he was just messed up. Because according to him, he left right as I went live. Like he left to where he couldn't watch, and then he came back and started watching right as I ended. So lovely timing. Oh, and I walked maybe 2 to 3 miles. I don't know. It was like okay, I think it was like 1.8 miles to where I was going, and then back, another one. So 3.6.
3.6.
It's maybe, I don't know, but I don't actually know
And
the
this is
exact measurement, but it was an
American miles
estimate.
for you European people, because this is not
American miles. Is there
European
any
miles.
other?
Yeah, we have a different mile system. Like 10 kilometers is 1 mile.
Yeah, dude.
But
No.
1.6
No.
kilometers
No.
is 1 mile in America. That's the difference. Like we have a European mile system that is like not working as you do. A real mile. I don't think we use mile in that way, but I do.
Also,
because
a
we
kilometer is over half a mile. I need that now. Anyway.
have American miles. I'm talking about European
Yes,
miles.
okay, good for you.
That's 10
Good
kilometers.
for you
is
guys
1 mile.
and the different system, which...
That's way better than your system.
Sure, but I'm just saying in general. As I was going along with, fine. U.S. mile. Imperial mile. Because we use an imperial system for everything, which is beyond stupid, but you know what? Who cares? We made our own freaking system because we're stupid. Off to the point. Walk that much. My legs have been hurting the past few days. That makes sense. I'm a lazy
I
bastard.
think there is actually, if you search it up, you have a metric mile. That's 10 kilometers. I'm gonna check that out. What is a metric mile?
Anyway. I don't know,
What
it just-
is metric?
That would be the
What
thing I would
year?
actually kind of like to do, but the problem is, like, halfway into the stream, I got to a point that was basically a dead zone, so I had to turn around early, because I had a set point I was going to turn around. I had to turn around early just to actually continue on, just to actually have a stream. I had to turn back around. And so my plan, the next time I do that, is to go where I did last time, turn around, and go down a different path to see if that will help service-wise. If it doesn't, then I don't know what the hell I'm going to do later on. I have another path to go. I have 3 different paths I can go. So, yeah. The third path I don't really want to go to because it starts heading toward an interstate exit, and I don't really want to go over there. There's not a lot of room to walk around in.
Very interesting.
Yeah. Besides, also, most of that stream was me just looking basically at the ground, or having the camera pointed that way, because I was trying to basically look at chat most of the time and try to avoid showing signs, but I should have kept it up more, like pointed upward. I guess at some point I would probably get like basically a GoPro knockoff, or it's like some type of camera that'd be good, then connect to my phone, and then just like buy a chest mount. Then it'd work better. I don't know. There's plenty of stuff I could do.
Now I call a stage mile.
Also, another thing I would like to do: go down like a hike trail. You know, like take a hike down a nature trail or something, or also like city or town strip instead of actually just walking down the road, because that's fine. It's not much to see. It's just me talking, which, I mean, that's mainly the purpose of it, was just for me to talk. Walking and getting my thoughts out there. That was the point of it. The rest would be showing stuff off, and that's what I would prefer to do.
This is fucking confusing. I'm still looking up the mile stuff, and it's confusing because we don't have. Apparently, we have a mile in our system, but apparently it's the same mile as yours, but in Sweden's mile that we have metric system, it's not the same thing, and it's confusing me. I'm confused.
Probably because Europe and Sweden have two different systems, two different style systems. Kind of makes sense. A lot of places indoctrinate different ideals. I know UK kind of has their own as well. Mostly money though. I don't know, but yeah, I mean, hopefully it's still something. I don't know when I'll ever do that again though. I mean, the only reason why I did it is because I woke up early and decided it'd be kind of fun.
Interesting.
Really, I did say that I would do like down a town strip or something, but at the same time I'm sitting there thinking like, I don't really know if I'd actually want to walk in public and just sit there talking to a phone. I was never into the idea of that. I thought it was kind of stupid.
Oh god.
I mean, it's fine if other people do it.
I mean,
it's just when I do it, I'm like, this is ridiculous.
Like, oh, he's just talking on the phone. He's just crazy. Next is like, but I'm not crazy. I'm
literally what it said.
Perfectly fine.
That's literally what I said most of that stream. I was just like, man, all these cars passing by probably think I'm a freaking idiot. Like, what the hell was that guy doing with his phone?
Did I bullet? Do you remember when I wrote like, 911, there's a crazy man in my yard.
Yeah, because I was cutting through a yard. I mean, it was like, it wasn't really like a yard. Yeah, I mean, it was technically their yard, I guess, but it was like their house is a little bit further away. But I had to cut through it. I mean, it was either that or be on a super thin, like, side patch of grass next to the road. Like, that's not really the safest spot. I'd rather be more safer and go over here. I literally told everyone too. I was like, okay, if I trip or something else like that happens, you were free to clip. Never happened, but they could have. If it wasn't for that like big issue, or like that data issue, I figured the stream would have went like way better. Like I actually would have been perfectly fine with
if I had
if that would have been an issue.
Unlimited data, like I could go and.
I do. That's mainly one of the reasons why I was fine doing it.
I heard that you like don't really have 100% only. You have a limit to how much you can use, like over it and pay extra.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, some people have that, like unlimited means that you have a fucking limit on it anyways, but you can use over that anyways. Like it's a weird way.
Yeah, I mean, no. The point is that you have unlimited, but there's a certain cap because there's so many people using the service. They can't have you taking up every single bit of the service because it's unlimited. So, say for my plan, for example, if you get to 50 gigabytes of data used that month, then they have to start capping your speeds because you're taking up a lot. If you've basically taken up a lot of the network speeds around your area. So basically, it won't really cap it forever. What'll happen is that if you're in an area full of the same carrier, so say there's people around you that are using the same carrier, you'll be capped, or like your speeds will be throttled versus theirs. But if you're alone and no one's nearby that's the same carrier, you're not really gonna have a problem.
Yeah, it's
Kind of a thing.
just kind of ironic that like, hey, you have unlimited, but we're gonna cap you for this month because there's a lot of other people like.
Well, like I said, that's if you used a lot. I mean, not many people are going to use 50 gigabytes per month.
There is
I
people
have
that
it.
use 50
I said
gigabytes.
a lot won't. Some that will, but it depends on your situation. Like for me, that when I had that a long period of time where my internet was down, I used the hotspot on my phone, and that obviously takes up a lot of data. So I used the hotspot on my phone and the data on it to do all the stuff I could do. So that took up a lot.
Yeah.
In that way, that makes sense. But in other ways, no. Not really people are going to be doing it. I don't know. And someone recommended that I should probably go buy like the portable mobile hotspot or something to do that with, but I'm like, that wouldn't really work out very well.
Yeah, because it needs money to buy it.
But yeah, that, but also there's no such thing as an unlimited portable mobile hotspot. They all have their data limits. So I'd get one that could be like 4 gigabytes or something. That'd probably be gone pretty quick. I mean, sure, I was streaming in 480 and then went to 360 after that, but still.
Yeah. I need to lay a little bit down because I am tired. It's
Sure,
7:16
lay down
a.m.
in the middle of a stream, a podcast even, to basically say, oh hey.
This guy is boring as fuck. I'm
No,
gonna go
really,
to
it sounds like you're going to sleep at that point. Like, okay, oh it is. Leave me to do
Like-
all the work.
Well, hey, it's not my time yet. We have 2 hours left basically before I have to do anything important.
Okay.
For people that doesn't know, I said that like he's doing the introduction to the streams, and I do the outro to the streams because that's what I'm good at. Except that I have to think about if I don't forget anything, but that's because it's so much stuff these days. And I can't get people that can remember everything they have. Like we have like 4 different things we plug. I think every time we stream.
In reality, though, I mean, I know we plug it every single time. That's kind of the point, is to get our content across. But another point of me just keeps like sitting there saying like, or thinking, just I don't really see the point in doing this every single time.
But it's because like
It just
yeah, but you
feels like
don't
it's
know
become
who's
a
gonna
boring
watch
thing to
the
do.
next time because it's not maybe people, and then they have to know how
I
they
know,
get hold
but-
of the other guy.
I knew, but still.
Yeah, there's more. You have to plug it for people to understand that there is a description. I feel like people don't get it. There is a description. Like,
I mean, a lot of people really don't.
how do I get to this? Like, but you have you checked the description? There is a description. Yes.
Really, it's just the point they don't think anything important is in the description. Because they just, you should go there for the video, then they quit off. And a lot of people, they'll actually just download stuff and they'll go for it. I mean, when it comes down to it, I don't even know in the audio version of our podcast if I even have any of our social links. I don't think I do. Oh.
Yeah.
So technically everyone on that end doesn't actually understand or can't even get anywhere to follow us on that way.
Yeah, you have to fix that.
But really, you could just, really don't even have to say all the links. You don't say, hey, I'm this on Twitch, I'm this on this, I'm this on this. Just say your name on social media.
Yeah, I have.
Or you
to.
could
We
just
have,
say
like,
your
2
name. You don't even have
different-
to mention it. You could just be like, you know, you, for example. You could say Swedenboy Gaming on YouTube, Catboy Gaming on Twitch. Done. You were completely done. On those 2 fronts. We could literally get it across in like less than a minute. Less than 30 seconds. Less than 20 seconds. We can get all of our stuff done and plugged. We just never
but
do.
I'm
We
sorry,
get super slow.
Yeah, but that's because
There is
we
no
are.
thorough. We plug like 5 things or 6 things. That's it.
You need
Twitch,
to be thorough and
Twitch,
you should be
YouTube,
correct.
Twitter, Discord, and the audio podcast. 5 things.
Yeah. And talking about plugging, I'm not plugged today yet because I still do the link because I'm just here about our environment apparently. Nick doesn't care. He's sitting with his cutting down trees probably. Then uses the tree to fill worm in it. But for people, if there's anyone in my stream, there is a command. I was gonna say hashtag, but it's exclamation mark. Team 3, and you will get to. I can't speak.
Clearly.
You will get to the Team 3 page, team3.org, and where you will be able to donate.
You said it right the first time.
My brain isn't in a function.
Clearly not. Do we need to end this thing early? Because you're not doing so hot. I mean, honestly, we don't have to reach 3 hours every time. We could literally quit off at 1 or 2. Or at least like 1.5, I'd say. Because honestly, that's what a lot of podcasts do. They go to like 1.5 or 2. I was like 2.5.
Yeah. That's what we are unique. We basically unique.
Yeah, but no one wants to do that. I mean, it's one thing to listen for 1.5 or 2.5 or some, but when you get to like 3 or 3.5 that we do at times, it gets to the point where not a lot of people really want to go back and watch that or listen to that.
Yeah.
Can't go too far.
I mean, I don't even listen finish to like 1 hour stuff sometimes because I finish it. I complete them, but I don't watch them. Like,
I mean, I can understand that. I don't expect anyone to do anything in one sitting. I never do. I never expect anyone to do all that. I mean, people who can watch a full live stream in one sitting, that kind of makes sense, but that's because there's like an interaction to go with. If you're going to be watching a past broadcast version, the archive, I don't get the point in doing that. So all the ones I have on my channel, I never expect you to watch all that in one sitting.
I kind of have an issue watching past broadcasts in general. Not always, but often, because some.
This is kind of why I want to try to make highlights of different stuff. I'm trying to, but it's going around to like the boring sake. The Mario one the Mario stream that I recently did, I want to make a highlights of that. And
when you sit there and try to climb up a wall for like 20 minutes.
Totally, that's definitely gonna be a part of it. Not to that yet. I'm still on the third mission, editing.
Oh god.
And also, I'm editing our Ocarina of Time randomizer highlights.
Oh, which one?
Well, currently I'm on the first one.
Oh.
But going around to it.
That will come out in like
the second one. The second one probably won't be including a lot of stuff because a lot of it was just running around or sitting still, and
that was the first one in the end.
That was the second one really that just kept going on too, but there was just a lot of stuff that
No, the second one, the first one,
I guess.
The end when you thought they were like.
I was trying to get a freaking Navi dive. Okay, I can't do these glitches.
And then I find the gauntlet, and you're like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah,
and you're like,
okay.
You were so basically disappointed that we missed something.
I was disappointed that it took that long to do, but otherwise I was okay. I was happy that we got down to it so we can continue. But there's just a bunch of crap that because again, I want to go back to doing that. I want to go back to playing the randomizer, but we can't.
Yeah, but we
can't.
It's
like, really, we can't until I can get into the Zora's Domain. Like, I don't want to start the stream.
To get into Zora's Domain or find something that we can do. We need to figure out.
Well, that's the thing. We need Zelda's Lullaby, but the problem there is we need a bottle in order to collect a bug in order to put into the soil to kill a Scotola to get Zelda's Lullaby. It's a lot of process, and we don't have a bottle. So unless we get a bottle, I have to glitch into Zoro's domain, and then save state it, and then we go back in. And then I can save state it for us both. So I save state it, I give you the file, you put it in the correct place, and then we load it, and then we're both sitting there in the same area. No problems.
Yeah, or I do other stuff like.
I mean, it's not cheating in a sense, because it's actually we have to do in some randomizers. You have to do glitches to get progress, which is something I didn't want to have to do, but in this case, it's going to have to happen. So,
because
I have to
someone didn't do a thing.
Because someone decided to put freaking Ocarina songs in the item pool. Who would have ever thought of that?
That and ice on the first beginner style of randomizer. We could
really,
just restart the whole randomizer.
When I said beginner, I mean honestly, we can do that, but
I feel like
I
that's
don't
a
really
better
have to.
idea right now, and don't like certain items like the ocarina and the songs should be put as a part of the thing.
Basically, the Ocarina song should not be a part of the pool, is what you're saying.
Right now, yeah. Well, the ocarina should not either be part of it. At least not the first playthrough. Maybe, like, if you do the second one, you can add in, like, if you can remove
we always could. We always could just restart our randomizer playthrough, which, technically
feels like that's gonna go faster than we try to.
I mean, faster, yes, but at the same time, we're really just blocked in by having to glitch into places, which can be done, just we have to do it. It's not really an incredibly hard process, it's just something we just have to try to do. So, honestly, really, it's just a waiting game, which is why I said I'd have to do it off screen.
Yeah, waiting games. The game of waiting. The one game you have to do.
Honestly, there were other ways that we're supposed to go down on that. We're when it comes to randomizers, I don't really think a lot of people have done it the way we're doing it. Like, I'm sure there are some that are, but I don't think a lot are doing the Ocarina of Time online tool. We're using that to play it. The normal way people do it is called multiverses, which is just you use the same software, BizHawk, and basically it does the exact same thing, where the player won't be in the same game as you, but you have your set universe, and where you can do two things. Either an item is shared across all universes, or you could pick up an item and it will be sent to someone's universe. So say you could pick up the Ocarina, you won't get it, another universe will be getting it. And then you have to wait till another universe gets the Ocarina for you. So it's just all random and weird.
That's why we should try to do it also sometime.
Well, we could do that sometime too.
Yeah, we would have so much fucking fun. Like,
though at that point, at that point we could just have it where we're still talking in the same chat, but at the same time we could also have it where we're not doing that.
I feel like we need to be talking you immediately. That would be fun if we could. Then some other people could join that had the.
Well, that's the thing too. In this, they can still join. I've said it before. In this randomizer series, anyone is allowed to join. All they have to do is just, I give you the links to both the randomizer and the online software. You're good to go. All you need is the 1.0 ROM to patch into the randomizer, and you're good to go. And that is a Google search. If you're really that desperate into it, just Google search it. You'll find it. And I give you the patch seed, so you just upload it, press patch, you have it, you put it in the emulator, run the online software, connect to the lobby we're in, you're good to go. You're in the game with us. It sounds like a lot of steps for what I just said. It's not a lot of steps once you get into it. It's really simple.
I'm still kind of pissed that we didn't get like a fucking good freebie in the beginning.
Yeah, it was... I mean, it's kind of a good freebie. I mean, it's the Zoro Sapphire, but... I don't know. Zoro Sapphire is a good thing to have, because it's one of the key items in the game. So, it's one of the things
Yeah.
we just get immediately.
But that should be like a dungeon thing. Like I feel like that's a too good of a freebie. Like
I
would
mean,
rather have
all the
gotten like
rest do
really
have.
song as a. That would be
Honestly, the Ocarina
very...
itself would have been a good enough freebie. I've been fine with that. Just Ocarina of Time hand over, which actually no, it wouldn't have been, but whatever. Because again, if you get the Ocarina of Time first, and then you get the Fairy Ocarina later, it overwrites the Ocarina of Time with the Fairy Ocarina. Good thing we got the Fairy one first on our playthrough. But yeah.
Aye. I mean, it doesn't matter which one you get. Both does the same thing.
Really, just at some point, probably within the next couple days. I don't know. I have to. There's just a few things, like I guess the next couple days or something. I'm gonna try to just glitch into the domain.
Is it that you need a bomb shoe and stuff to do?
That's one of the ways. But that also requires the infinite Deku stick glitch, and I don't know how to do that. That's a really tough thing to pull off. So, no. But the other one is just Navi Dive, which is just you have to wait until a Navi prompt shows up where it shows her name, and you have to be on the edge of a platform. Then you just sort of like lunge backwards in a way and push up, and then it'll just sink you to the bottom of the water. And at that point, I can just go straight into the entrance to the domain from Lake Hylia. Then we're in. But that's the easiest way, but at the same time, it's also the longest way because it takes forever for a prompt to pop up. And if you screw up, it's going to take a lot longer.
Did we complete the boss? Yeah, we completed the...
We've completed 2 bosses.
Yeah. The second one was like really...
The second,
the
second dungeon took forever. And that one was a luck bit because I noticed it, I just never thought to actually go do it, and then you did it, and then it was just like smooth sailing from that point in that dungeon. Which was, I was like, oh, I see a bag over there. Is that actually the bomb bag? And I'm like, man, I wonder if I could just like boomerang that down when we get the boomerang. And I'm like, well, probably not. Oh well. You go over there with a boomerang, get it, like, oh, I got it, like, oh, bomb bag. Great.
That's what have happened this far. And then you should see next to sit that try to do one thing to get to Zelda. This is the time with these bombs just to get to Zelda. I
would have actually gotten it if I kept trying, but you kept telling me, like, no, go over there and go do it. And honestly, it was more so you just showed up out of nowhere to do it, which honestly, you didn't even have to. I'd have been fine doing it myself, and you could have went off and done something else, but you decided to come over and just basically steal the thunder.
Yeah, that's what I do. I couldn't let you have all the fun.
Yeah, there's no fun in what I was doing, but you decided to go for it.
You're the cameraman, basically. And you were like, why? I don't even know how I did it. I was just fucking like, I just had a few balls. I was like,
I mean, like I said, all I had to do was go buy another one, and it wasn't any problem to go buy another one.
Yeah, I think that was what you were doing. I think you were buying.
Yeah, I was going to go collect the money to buy more, and then at that point, you were just like, oh no, I got it. Like, oh, okay.
And you're like, oh, steal everything from my glory, everything I have in life.
Yep. Another thing I was gonna mention is that, like, I mentioned it in that stream, but in the Mario one, that was the one I was actually wanting to do the online tool with you. Like, I was thinking of like, oh, that was a new ROM thing that we could do as an online deal, but at that point of that day, I was just like, screw it, I just want to play this thing, so I just went for it.
You should try it next time.
But you could join in on part 2 on it, but then again...
Yeah, hopefully my PC can run it first. That station. My PC is not the best.
Can your PC... Dude, your PC can run Ocarina of Time. It can run this. It's the exact same thing. It's the same deal. There's no real difference.
We need to randomize some more games that we have.
There is a Super Mario 64 randomizer.
Oh yeah, you have not. You did not do. You have not continued SM6, right?
What?
And you have not continued Super Mario Online 60 since that person played with you.
Yeah. Well, when it comes to Mario 64, no, I haven't since then.
We should
The
do
other
that
stuff I
on next
have. I mean, I did. Me and Evil were doing a playthrough, and after the second dungeon, I don't think we completed the second dungeon. We just stopped at that point, which I've wanted to continue. We just haven't.
Ay. What is with you and not finishing stuff in life?
Well, this one isn't really my fault.
No, I know.
Yeah.
But that's like the 5 ways. Like me, like Nexus and I at the moment is doing Destiny, and we have one DLC left to complete on that one.
Taken King.
That would probably become next this week. That's coming. It should come at least that week, hopefully, unless something actually comes up.
There's a lot of that word in that sentence.
Word.
I said that word because if I said it, then it would just make it a lot worse. Anyway.
Anything you say makes it a lot worse.
Yeah, always. But yeah, I mean, Monday morning actually. I am going to be busy.
Hi, you have an interview, right?
Yeah. And honestly, if that job does land, 3 or 4 days of the week, I'm going to be busy every night. Because that is the job time. It's a 12-hour shift, 6 to 6.
Ooh.
So, streams are out of the question. At nights. Days, possibly. But most likely not.
Is it 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. or is it 6
Yeah.
a.m. to 6 p.m.?
6 p.m. to 6 a.m.
Is it weekend jobs or not?
I believe so. It's a swing shift apparently, so it's gonna be like weekend on one week and then weekend off on the other.
Oh,
So-
that's gonna be problematic for us.
Yeah, it's gonna be problematic if we don't. Okay. Hopefully, if this does happen, then hopefully what will happen is I can get it to happen on the weekend off of T&E days, which most likely won't happen. But
Yeah. But if it's every week that you have like weekends only, then we're gonna have to move in Easter.
probably
to
if it comes down to
weekdays.
it, we might have to. But like I said, it's supposed to be 3 to 4 days because if you know, I mean, it's 40 hours a week is the actual time you're supposed to have. So 12 hours, you do the math. 3 to 4
So
days.
basically, you're gonna have 48 hours to work in
40
total.
40 hours. So 3 to 4.
Yeah,
Because
so-
it's going
so
to be
you-
more than just 12 on some days in order to fit it into that 40-hour schedule.
Wait. 4 days will be 48 hours anyway, so it work.
Yeah, that is 48 hours, but I'm saying in order to just hit 40, it's going to be more on some days. So
like 1 week and one
day it could be, instead of like 12 hours, it could go to 13 or 14 or more. Just to fit into that 40-hour schedule. Could be that.
Well, sometimes it could be less because you try to.
Yeah, but it could be less too. But it really all depends, but regardless, that is how it would go. So, and also later on into the job, if I got it, I could actually request overtime if I wanted. So say on a day I didn't have to work, or a day I did, I could request more hours.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be good for you anyway. Like, I feel like most people that doesn't understand this, like when you go home without anything to do sometimes. The
When it
thing
comes-
is, you get pretty restless then.
There's that too. Well, that's the thing. This is gonna be a active job. It's supposed. Okay, the thing about this job though is that it's gonna be kind of pretty damn boring for me. The reason why I say that is because apparently the job is just standing there, literally standing there. You're standing the entire time in one place for hours at a time, just checking things. That's it. That's the job requirement. But it pays well.
Like, are you able to stand up? Like, no, I'm sorry. I can't stand up. I'm too dumb to understand how to stand up.
I mentioned it on the other stream, but it was, well, like I said, it's checking things. I mean, what it's supposed to be is that it's a temp job. So it's supposed to be like 12 hours. Well, it's supposed to be like, no, it's supposed to be $12 per hour start. And then if I was to get permanently hired on, it would go up to like 15, I think. Like $15 per hour. I don't remember, but some 14, 15, somewhere around there. But the point is, that's how it's supposed to go. So, money-wise, great payment. Activity-wise of what I'm doing, boring as absolute hell.
I mean, at least you don't work as a fucking package guy this time. Throw stuff into.
That was still so bullshit. I mean, I'm gonna explain that again for those that didn't listen before on that bit. But basically, my job requirement at the last one I was at was to load a truck because it was a postal office, basically. It wasn't exact. It was UPS. So just to go for there. And basically, it was supposed to be loading a truck, the trailer truck, that loading trailers, and with packages and everything. And what you were supposed to do is set a wall with like sturdy or big enough packages, like create a wall far enough away from the back wall, and then throw a bunch of stuff behind it, and whatever you could use to stack into a wall, you keep stacking up that one wall to build up. So you have to keep doing that over and over, and some of these weigh a lot. So it could be maybe 50 to 75 pounds or something or whatever, and you would have to lift that over your head and either stack it or throw it. And yeah, basically my job was to stack and throw packages. And I tell you right now, anybody who gets any of their stuff through UPS, which pretty sure Amazon Prime, everything is delivered through UPS now, so looks to be you. Looks to be me, because I have Amazon Prime. But, they don't really take care, or the one I was at, they don't really take care of their stuff. I've seen people squish packages. The packages that say fragile, they'll throw. None of that matters. So if you would expect that to be a thing, that you're going to get in tip-top shape, temper your expectations. However, though, if you did buy something that's super expensive, like say you bought a new console, like I don't know, say you buy the PS5 or whatever the new Xbox name is going to be when it comes out, you don't have to worry because those are noted as special items. So they carefully put it in the front of the trailer, like right next to the door, so that just sits there and doesn't get touched the entire time. So those you're okay with, but $50 or whatever.
Well, don't buy a $50 way.
Yeah. Basically, it's gonna be like $500 or $800 or whatever. If you're buying computer parts, I would imagine, except for a case, I don't care about that. But just other stuff that's gonna be expensive, really expensive stuff.
A case, if they throw that should be a little bit more sturdy, so that should
be. But I mean, a lot of stuff that's like really, really expensive, they'll be careful with it. So that you're okay with. But a lot of the other stuff, nah.
So, again, don't buy a $50 weight.
If you bought a glass lamp and it says fragile, they don't care. They're going to throw that across the room. The whole point of it is to be extremely fast. So you have to do like 300 packages per 2 hours. That was the quota.
How the fuck do you do 300 packages per hour?
2 hours. For 2 hours. So in 2 hours you have to scan 300 packages. Because we have scanners. That's the quota. You have to be super fast. You have to scan 300 in 2 hours. That's the minimum quota. They would expect you to do more, but at that point they're satisfied if you do at least 300 in 2 hours. Because what they told me is that I was not making that quota, and basically what they do is that they pull the records after or at our break, which is 2 hours after we start. So we started at 6, and then our break was at 8 something, or close to 9. 8:30 really. That was like the idea of break, because it was never a set time. But regardless, basically 2 hours is 300 packages.
That's
The first week, what they said is the first week is you're just supposed, it's okay, you don't have to be that fast. You just have to learn what you're doing, like how you're going to stack it and all that stuff, and getting used to the weight of everything. Obviously everything's going to be heavy, so you're getting used to it. Then the next week's when things are supposed to pace. At that point, you're supposed to automatically know what you're doing.
understandable. Basically,
They do give you a trial week. Yeah, do give you a trial week.
Understandable. Like, by next week you should have the whole of how to do this, so you should be.
Yeah. Oh, and another thing. I worked 1 week and 1 day. That's how long I worked. Just a note. But
Before you were like, fuck this, I'm going home.
pretty much. Or more like, fuck this, I'm not going in. Because I was already home. But that last day was a Tuesday because the Monday before it was Labor Day. And I'm pretty sure they're supposed to pay holiday pay on Labor Day to people. Don't think I got that. I don't think they paid that. So I guess that place doesn't pay holiday pay, Labor Day payments.
I mean, if you get your job now, you
I'll say this.
Christmas and then your job.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing though.
That.
That place was actually, it started off as $13 an hour, or it was supposed to, and I was supposed to be hired on, but they took like 3 months to hire me on. Why, I don't know, because the person called me maybe a week or two after my interview to say like, oh hey, you still want this job? Like, yes. It's like, okay, well, I'll go ahead and get the paperwork done and we'll get through it. 3 months later, I get a call. It's like, hey, I see you didn't come in. Did you change your mind? Like, no, I never got a call from the person about my schedule to come in. Like, oh, well, that's not right. You should have already been through. Like, yeah, I never got a call. And then like a week or two later, it's like, okay, we got this settled. You can come in Monday. And I'm like, okay, cool. And that's when it started. 3 months.
And 1 week and a day later. Like, nope, I'm not.
Yeah, 3 months to get in, 1 week to get out. Imagine that. It sounds terrible in comparison to that guy, but I mean, again, I'm not the only person. I'm not the only person who went through that, or not the 3 month thing, but I'm not the only person who went through went there for a week or so, then quit because it's not for everyone. There are people who said they've been on
I was
like extremely heavy jobs and everything where they have to do a lot of weightlifting and everything, but then they go to that place and they say it's the hardest thing they've ever done.
Yeah, you have to throw the fucking base someone bought through a fucking train.
You bought that $80 glass vase? That thing just got thrown across the room. Be glad it's still intact.
Yeah,
I mean, most of the time, the thing is though, I mean, hold on, the thing is though is that the packet, mostly if it does break, there's 2 parties liable for that one. One, the freaking packagers. 2, the ones who actually packaged the item, because they should actually put in a lot of bubble wrap or styrofoam or whatever to protect it, and if they didn't, that's on them.
I mean, fragile means that you should be careful with it.
Yeah, fragile does mean you do need to be careful with it. I mean, it's one thing if we were to pick it up and then just drop it like midair. That is still not really being fragile with it, but at the same time, it's not too bad. This is literally throwing it across the room.
Like, oh, you wanted this weight.
Wait, I did 3 jobs there. There were that one I just talked about was my actual main job that I had to do. Like I couldn't transfer. The other job was the offloading area where you had to take packages out of the trailers and put it down the line. That they expected a really fast pace there. Like they said that you need to be really fast, problem is, that day, they told me to sort through the packages, and anything that had the number 1 on it, don't throw on the line. Throw everything else on there, though. So I had to make sure stuff didn't have a 1, and a lot of stuff had 1s on it. So I had to throw it off to the side. And freaking out of nowhere, they come to me later like, we saw you were not very fast. We're pretty disappointed at that point. I'm like, you told me to carefully check every single package every time. Do you expect me to just go, just like flip 1, no, flip, yes, like do that? No, I'm not a freaking robot. I can't just quickly check that crap. Then the other one.
We should papers play.
Yeah, and then the other one was the delivery truck, where I had to offload those. That is the easiest of all of them, and I would have heavily preferred to just do that. I'd have been like, you know what, I would be perfectly fine doing this, and I will offload all these trucks before you can say the word offload. I could just go on for it. But no, they didn't care. It's like I could have, because it's extremely easy, because the trucks are literally right next to the conveyor belt. You just have to go up to it, grab it, put it on, put it on. It's easy. That part's easy. Rest no. The other one's very paced, the other one is paced and requires a lot of heavy lifting and throwing. So here's the news to you. If you think going to UPS is a good job for you, think twice. I mean, it's a good payment. It has a lot of good payment. I mean, it was 14, it was 14 per hour, and I'm pretty sure it's 50 cents every year is the raise. 50 cents every year. That is actually really good raise.
I think it's every year. Do heavy lifting jobs though, sadly.
Yeah,
mostly because I don't. It's not that I have a problem. It's more that I'm not strong enough to do the heavy lift.
That's kind of the thing with me too. I mean, really, I do have some little back problems, but it's not too bad to where I can't lift anything. I mean, I can still lift stuff, but
yeah, I think if it goes to a certain limit, you can't carry this too. I mean,
they are okay. I mean, it's not like they're gonna work you and overwork you to death. They do say, you know, if you feel like you are about to just like if you're feeling really bad, you can stop for a minute and just like take a quick break or something if you need to. That's fine. And they encourage you to always have a drink on you every time you're in there, so you don't get dehydrated. So they're nice. It's just, it's very huge pacing, and I get it. It's a post office. You have thousands of different packages of mail every single day. It's a lot to deal with. And now that they have Amazon Prime, which they got the day after I left, so they got, or actually probably the day I did leave, or like the day before, was like they started getting Amazon Prime, which meant a lot faster in pacing. Because if you weren't fast enough,
Amazon Prime isn't that the same day delivery?
2 day.
If you 2 days.
There is an option to do same day, but 2 days mostly.
Yeah, I mean, I think most wanted the same day because, oh hey, I want to buy this thing, I want ship today.
I mean, that really depends. That really depends on the location of the said place.
I don't think Sweden can have Prime.
I mean, for 2 day, that's perfectly capable when it comes down to it. Because even if it is somewhere, you just have to quickly get over there.
I don't think we have Amazon. We can't have Amazon in Sweden, sadly.
I mean, where's the closest Amazon facility to you? You know.
I don't think we even have one in this one.
Pretty sure we have one, like, from me, it's like a couple hours from here. Like, actual Amazon facility, but
probably get a same day delivery. And
well, that depends if Amazon itself has it. If I get it from the Amazon warehouse or something like that. But if it's from another seller, which most products are, then that's not how that works.
I mean,
all my stuff is going to be delivered by UPS because they handle it now. Before FedEx did, but they switched it.
Let's see if Amazon exists in Sweden. Just because.
I mean, I'm sure it does because there's also air delivery. So, you know, they'll go by plane. Or by boat. Which of course, boat does take a long time, but they also have air delivery.
We have the closest one seems to be in Dutch. Like the closest, yeah, the closest one is in Dutchland. So that would be the DHL for us. Fuck you. No, I got called Papa again. Fuck this game.
I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be Yui talking in that bit.
Yeah, it's like, Papa, your BP is fully restored. I don't.
By the way, he's talking about an SAO game for anyone out of context. It's a new one that came out.
Yeah, that was like fucking. The other one is like, oh hey, this stuff is done. Okay, good. This is like, Papa, what the fuck? I promise you, I am not your dad.
It has to be the Russian when he says such. Anyway.
Yeah, because I promise you, your dad is not Russian. Your dad is Japanese and dead.
Many times over. Dead and re-dead.
So I'm talking about because the real dad is technically Ricky Kawahara. No, not Ricky Kawahara now. Well, me too, but the real dad is technically Kaya.
You do. He's still alive, dude. What the hell are you on about?
Yeah, I'm talking about Kaya.
I know, but you said Ricky Kawahara. Wait, not him, but he's dead too.
Like,
no, he's not.
How do you know? Do you follow his life? Do you know where he lives?
No, but there's still talks right now for another arc being written by him.
How many times is Kirti gonna die then? How many times is Kirti gonna die then?
Another GGO arc.
Oh god.
Well, no, this one's supposed to be a PvE one. He's wanting to go into the PvE aspect of GGO instead of doing the player versus player.
It's gonna be like a...
It's basically just gonna be them against monsters and such. So something happened there.
Oh, hopefully it's not about Kirti this time. I don't mind if it's only about Sinan because she needs screen time, to be honest. Anyway.
She does.
Sinan, Liz, and Angel, Klein. They should just do a series about them.
Speaking of freaking SAO abridged, just freaking shut up, Klein. Why don't you get more screen time? Actually, no, that was SAO in 5 minutes, in under 5 minutes by Gigak or whatever the name is. But yeah, that was the main joke.
They said that in the bridge also. Like they actually said that.
I know, but the main joke of that in 5 minutes thing was just like, shut up, Klein. Why don't you get more screen time? Or something like that, because he barely has any. Like,
no one does. Angel doesn't. Like, Simon has an arc for herself, but then she actually she's in two arcs. She's also in Caliber.
Yeah,
a lot.
Well, the entire side group literally just got side grouped in all of Alicization.
We can point that Seneca is not in that one.
She is. She's in 2 episodes.
I don't think she's part of the group though that does the raid.
Yeah, in ALO, they're...
Liz.
No, she was also in GGO in that, she was the driver, I think.
Yeah. Don't give it... Okay, guys.
Don't let a little kid...
should not drive.
Don't let a little kid be the driver there. Probably 14 at that point.
Or Nexus. Don't give Nexus the...
Don't let me drive you there. Which is even worse because when I get this job,
I'm just gonna shooting people. I'm like, what the fuck?
When it comes to me getting this job, I'm also gonna have to probably start driving more. Or actually start to drive, so get off the streets. Actually, no, scratch that. Get off the sidewalks, get in the street. You don't have to worry about anything.
Guys, don't go on this. If you see a car on the sidewalk, it's probably
me.
Or a Bronco.
I'm not that bad. Yeah, I'm not that bad. I'm really not that bad. It's just
we need to play a game with cars.
See, that's what I'm saying. I've been really wanting to play racing games. I don't know why, but the thing is, I suck very bad at driving, but I want to play a racing game.
Wanna play some Need for Speed?
Eh.
Nah.
That depends on the Need for Speed. I don't know. There's some that are really good, but I mean,
I mean the new one, not the Heat one. The other one came out before that. The 2015 one. The one that was only
Hot
called
Pursuit?
Need for Speed.
oh, Need for Speed. I mean, there's Need for Speed Hot Pursuit, then there's the other one. There's Hot Pursuit
The one that was only
Rivals.
called Need for Speed. It came out
and Need for
2015.
Speed, yeah. The Need for Speed
Rivals
movie
is
one.
before.
The movie adaptation. Really?
That one is not that bad, to be honest. It's not good, but it's not
It's
bad.
funny how that works. Like, oh, Need for Speed the movie is a movie adaptation of a game series. However, they made a game adaptation of that one movie, which is an adaptation of the game series. Confused yet?
How the fuck?
That is how it works.
Oh god.
I don't know, I mean, I do have a lot of racing games like actually on Steam. So if we could just get Parsec, or actually, Steam now has their own thing. They now have that remote play
Yeah.
thing that we can test out.
Maybe we can finally play the
Wait.
Colonel Sanders game.
Maybe. So when it comes down to the Parsec deal, I mean, it's not that Parsec is a bad service. It's just that when you have lower speeds, it gets kind of bad in a way. So I mean,
Oh,
they just need
God.
more servers is all. If they can get themselves some more servers, then we're pretty much good. Or if I can lower my own resolution without my computer deciding to crash, because I'm having that freaking issue.
Oh, you're gonna cry?
No, I'm just gonna tear Representative's head off, that's all.
I mean, in general, like racing games is too simple. I mean, like a game, or like just like
just-
Far Cry 5 or something, like that.
What
But you
really...
need to jump out. And
I guess that works too, but the thing is, I had the money to, and I was really wanting to. I was wanting to buy a, it was for the Xbox, but you could plug it into PC as well. It was the Ferrari racing wheel, like AT racing wheel or something. Like I really, really wanted that because it was the racing wheel, and you also get pedals, and you could plug it into Xbox or PC, and it would work fine. And I was just like, I really want a steering wheel for racing games, and the pedals, like it would just be much more fun. And I could use that on freaking Euro Truck Simulator, which I've been really wanting to play more of. But you could run it. You should totally buy it.
no,
Do it.
no.
Do it.
Like, yeah. Also, for people wondering, people apparently, I have never actually seen Nexus drive a car in a game because, you know,
You see,
I don't
he makes
watch it.
fun of me. He makes fun of me for it, but he only goes off of word of mouth. The thing is, I was more so really terrible at driving in games beforehand, and this is where everybody gets these from. But lately, I'm better at it, but I'm still pretty bad, you know, just I'm much better at it. So if
I'm
I'm
gonna tell
playing
you-
Forza Horizon
okay,
4,
let's play.
I'm mostly good, but I'm still gonna run off the road because I'm not freaking insanely good.
If I
Evil
play
would
like
still
Need
beat me
for
as well.
Speed lately, like I have been really good at Need for Speed, but that's because I have learned to control the car the way I want it, and that's easy. When it comes to other car games, oh god, like Death Stranding, when you drive in that game,
Wait,
you
if
need a
could-
fuck things to be able to drive.
That's like, how much money quickly do you actually save up to? Like, if you were to give an estimate.
Money, what?
I'm saying money-wise, how quickly could you get a certain amount of money? Like, just say, I don't know, in a month or so, how much would you actually have at that point without spending it on anything?
I would have the same amount the last month
Which is...
without spending about 6,000, and that's $600 for you guys.
You don't have a
That's
graphics
like
card, why?
Because I don't spend a graphic because 250 of that goes to rent to my parents.
That makes sense, but I'm saying that's still 600, and 250 goes to them.
That's
So
250, yeah.
in this case,
And then I have to have for myself. That's something to if I have to eat
Okay,
something
how
someday,
about this? After all the necessities, like all the stuff you have to do to put down, just enough to spend for whatever you want. How much is left on that end?
About 2,000 I spend for myself. And then, because I exclude the services that I'm using, because to be honest, I use those services a lot, so I actually prefer to have them.
I'm saying the money you would have left over for,
would be
say, buying a game or
2K
something.
only. 2K/$200 bucks.
Wait a minute. Hold on. What was that? There's a graphics card that's on sale right now.
Yeah, but I need a new motherboard version forward. My motherboard is the most
not
outdated
really.
item.
Well, yes, it's probably outdated, but I'm saying you could put almost any... Well, no, not really. You could put enough of a graphics card on a motherboard and it would be perfectly fine. As long as you have the right slot for it, you're good to go.
Well, I'd rather buy stuff that I use a
I'm
lot.
saying if you
I don't
actually
use my
got
PC.
a new one.
I won't use my PC that much either. I like playing games on PC that often.
I'm just saying you probably would play a lot more in that case, and you could stream much better if you had that.
I prefer the games. I mean, I can buy the same games on PlayStation 4, still have stuff. Often, unless it's a Xbox exclusive stuff, or
he doesn't
these
get
days
the
Microsoft. He doesn't get the problem himself.
Well, I'm saying when it comes down to it, sure, this is the kind of like mixed market we have when it comes down to it, and I perfectly understand it. When it comes down to it, if you're gonna buy a console game, you're most likely going to make your money better if you were just wanting the game itself to play it and all that. You can buy it for the console and it would run perfectly fine, but if you try to buy that same one on your computer, it's likely not going to run the exact same way. It's probably going to run worse, depending.
So,
but I'm saying in that case that makes sense, but if at any point you're wanting it to run good or even run extremely better, then you have to save up for upgrades. And I'm not saying extremely better like, you're going to get freaking 4K 60 from just grabbing a graphics card right away. I don't expect you to shove out a super amount of money just to do that. I'm just saying the minimum amount you'd have to do to actually just be able to play most good games on a computer. Just to basically join that factor. Because I'm saying in that case, if you did, literally you could join in a lot of stuff. You wouldn't be limited to just PS4 and all that, and you wouldn't be limited to just PS4 streaming. You could basically support streaming on PC much better.
Yeah, but I'm not after. That's the thing again. I don't really play that much games on PC. Even those games I enjoy that is on PC that I haven't played PC. I have bought most of those games on PlayStation already. Like
that's a lot of deals, but
bought Mountain Blade again on PlayStation, even though I can run it because I prefer to play on PlayStation.
Well, yes, again, I understand the point.
And I can stream Mountain Blade perfectly fine on PC.
Okay, then. I'm just saying, in general, it'd be a lot more easier on a lot of other deals. What I'm saying now is currently, what I'm saying right now, you currently prefer a PS4. But let's say this, for example. If you had your PS4 and you had, just say you could actually afford, at this point, you could afford a pretty good computer, not top notch, but a pretty good one that could run most games perfectly fine, would you...
You're lagging out for me.
Well, that's your own fault. If you have had enough money to buy a pretty good computer,
yeah,
would you go straight for that? Would you go straight for that, or would you go for buying straight up a bunch of games on PS4 or stuff for the PS4 instead?
But I'd probably build that I'm gonna than what I have from someone that knows what they're doing. If I have money left, I'm probably gonna buy either a few games on PC that I could run on that, and then maybe waste some money on.
So that's like the major thing a lot of people go on with, is that, let's say me for example, the newest one, not the one that's coming out, but the Xbox One X, that's basically $500. Either spend 500, grab a console, and have a pretty good console that could run top notch. Because at this current moment, the X does beat, well, we'll say this, in power, it does beat the Pro, PlayStation, it does beat it. It's just there's a bunch of other stuff where games will run better on the Pro, and that's only because of bad optimization. That's on the developer side, not the console's fault. That's the developers for being one-sided a lot of the times. But regardless, that's that bit. And basically it's either spend $500 on that, or for me in this case, spend an extra $100 on it, and then I could just upgrade my PC to basically what I would need it to be pretty great. So it's either go for the short run, or go for the long run. Really though, I need to...
I have my PlayStation for at least 4 or 5 years.
I mean, I've had the PlayStation for a few, I guess. I don't know, just somewhere around.
Before that, I had a PlayStation 3.
Somewhere around when I had, well, I'm saying the PlayStation 4, but I mean, sometime around when my Uncharted series started, I think. No, really before that. It was a little bit before that. I don't know when it really started, but it was that.
Yeah. But as far as I know, my PlayStation has 5 years at least.
The 4 on
I
that.
have not.
I don't know. The only PlayStations I've ever had was the 2 and the 4. I never had a 3. I mean, I never had it. My brother got one, but I mean that was it. And that was very short-lived.
Yeah.
He didn't have it for long.
Like basically, I'm grown up with PlayStation.
I mean, technically so did I, but at the same time there's also Xbox, but that's just mainly because I became a huge Halo fan, which is one of the reasons why I stuck with Xbox most of the time, because it was just there to get. That's one thing I wanted to play. Then there was the rest of the games too that I was perfectly fine with on PS2 and the other games on Xbox as well. Just, I don't know, Xbox kind of just took the wheel.
I mean, I don't care. Again, if I ever had money enough to buy a good PC, well, I would do it. But then after that, I would only focus on, like, I'm still focusing on like consoles because that's what I prefer to play, because I don't like keyboard that much.
But you don't have to on a lot of games. You don't have to stick to keyboard and mouse. You could still play with a controller.
Yeah,
most games do support it,
but
and most multiplayer
games. The
games
problem is that you need a long cable.
I know. Your PS4 controller is Bluetooth. Bluetooth it over.
I don't have a Bluetooth thing for my PC.
$5. I think mine was actually 12, but yeah, $12 for the Bluetooth adapter. That's all I did. Spend 12 extra bucks.
I'd rather have a frontal USB port first and forward before I have stuff like that, because.
Well, it doesn't really matter. Even if it's behind, it'll still work fine. You just plug it in there and leave it. You never have to touch it ever again.
I have trust issues with wireless stuff. I don't like wireless.
So you use a cable on the PS4 all the time?
Yeah, my PlayStation is cabled because I don't trust our internet, because it crashes a lot, and I'm only.
That has nothing to do with your wire. No, I'm saying your controller plugged in through the cable to your PS4 all the time.
Kind of, unless I'm.
Well, I'm saying battery-wise that makes sense, but I'm saying, like, you know, just as a necessity, you always have a cable. Is that what we're talking about?
Almost all lean back really far and the cable can't reach. I don't have the cable plugged in.
I just wouldn't put in the cable ever until it needs charging. I mean, I'm just saying there's no problem when it comes down to that. It being wireless.
I have trust issues. Remember,
what is it gonna do? Is it gonna freaking destroy something? Is it gonna send a virus? You can't send viruses that way through a controller.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about, like, I have a tendency. Stuff has a tendency to disconnect when I'm doing something. I had a disconnected randomly.
Never does for me. Never.
That done for me.
Well,
but that controller also broke down. I think it's the.
We already know your computer's a pile of absolute trash, and I don't know how the hell the quality
That's
is.
because
of
I
any of this
think
stuff.
something. I think my motherboard is getting the graphics, but not the video RAM it should have from the graphic card.
It could be
Like,
you
I
just
think
have a
stuff
macro.
is getting something is wrong with my motherboard. The motherboard is the main. It's an like an older motherboard.
Well, honestly, I'm pretty sure your computer is old enough as it is. I don't know.
You're old enough as it is.
Damn straight. But, I mean, honestly, yeah, I mean, I'm nowhere to talk. I mean, my computer's pretty crap as well. Especially here lately, it really is. I'm serious, I have no freaking idea what the hell is going on with it. I really don't understand. I'm just sitting over here wondering what the hell is going on because I have to... I don't know. I've mentioned it many times, but what's happening is that whenever the computer changes resolution, it'll crash. Just like that.
This
And I
is
have
why I
looked
hate
it up
wireless.
in like
Like,
three
my
different...
Wi-Fi just crashed on my phone.
Well, that has nothing to do with wireless, but I'm saying...
Wi-Fi is wireless.
Yes, but we're not talking about that. Hold on. I'm saying, when it comes down to it, the resolution changes on the computer to 720 or whatever else, it crashes. And that kind of sucks because or really it's mostly when the graphics card has to turn off for a minute to set up some settings. And that happens in some games where it'll, like, a certain screen will go black for a minute because it has to load in some stuff. That can kind of break it too. Just anything graphical where it just has to shut off for a minute to change a setting. It just kills it. And I don't know if it's a Windows issue, the graphics card itself is dying, or it's a driver issue, which is most likely the case, because I've seen there's a laptop driver going around that's doing it. So, I don't freaking know. Because either I need to downgrade like 3 different drivers, well, I mean like downgrade 3 times on the same driver, or wait till they fix it, which I don't know if they even will. I'm just stuck with not being able to play a lot of the games I want to play.
These days. Like these days with the update, I don't think they get that an update is meant to fix stuff, not break it.
I don't really think they do a lot of testing. I seriously don't. This is one reason why I'm glad, I've mentioned it many times on that bit too, that 343, the makers of Halo, are doing flighting, where everyone in the community can be testing their new updates and everything, because that's a good way to make sure you're not going to have game-breaking updates by launch. And in this case, for drivers, you should have people who are going to be testing these constantly to make sure there isn't any issues. And I'm pretty sure it's a big damn issue if you're going to be going into a game and changing from your native resolution of 1080 to 720 and it crashes. It's a very big issue.
Nah,
My God, you are
issue?
AMD. I'm sure you have access to like 60 different computers where you can put in different GPUs in each to make sure they all work. If you don't, then you need to get a bigger budget, because that should be pretty stock in a place that specializes in making graphics cards and processors, mostly. That's just good news, but yeah, I don't know. Which that is another thing too. Graphics cards, they suck from AMD. Their CPUs, extremely great. How the hell can they do one thing really good and the other thing really bad?
A lot of stuff can like Razer. They have great sound, but like the durability is like, how can you not be good at that too?
Yeah, they do really suck at durability. I mean, I've gone through 4 headsets from Razer.
I think I've gone through 3 headsets and
I'll do 4.
it's still
3
working. But
3
the
green
issue
ones.
is the mic.
I mean, 3 green ones. The first one, actually no, the first 2. What was it? No, okay. The first one, the sound was like glitching like absolute hell, where it would just like start. You'd hear a lot of static in every single place. The second one, the jack at the end broke. It snapped in 2, and which that can happen to anything. So really, that wasn't their fault, but whatever. Third one, same thing that the first one did, but I got it to a point where it would mostly work okay, and then my dog chewed up that end of the cable, so that's gone. And then the fourth one, which came with a holiday bundle that I have, which I wish I would have waited to buy the 2018 version because it gave chroma gear. This one just gives normal gear, the 2017. Whatever. That holiday bundle gave another headset, which was a black one. It was the older version, so cheaper durability. The sides of the headset, where the cups are and everything, those broke. Or basically where if you like pull it down to adjust size, those little thin parts in the middle, that broke on both sides. Well, one side is breaking, the other side broke completely off. So that bit, all I have to do is just get some duct tape and put it on there, or glue it or whatever, and just set it back. Then it's fixed. I don't have to worry about it. Just set it to a good size that'll work on my head, or most people's heads that'd be wearing it. Mine are my brother's, because when he comes over, he'd like to use it. So do that. It'd be perfect again to use. I don't know. But again,
I'm whispering for myself. Someone heard whispering. I was whispering for myself because I'm going crazy. And my VPN is on, so I can't fucking do it. I'm like, well, I have 126k. Oh yeah, I'm in Sweden still.
Yeah. Then when it comes down
even
to...
if my server is set in United States, I'm still in Sweden.
Well, yeah, that's kind of the point. But, what was I gonna say? When it comes down...
What was you gonna say?
What I was gonna say is that when it comes down to, building computers and everything, the best advice ever to give, if you're gonna buy a CPU, that is on you. If you want to go for Intel, go for Intel. If you want to go for AMD, go for AMD. They both have their pluses, which apparently the AMD one, the latest version, is cheaper than Intel's and is better. So go for that, I guess. But
that's kind of good. Like if you have a better CPU that's like cheaper.
Yeah, I mean that's what I've heard. There's the i9 and the Ryzen 9 something, but I've heard that. I don't really know if it's true, but I mean like there's all this stuff that's like pretty good. So AMD could be pretty good in the CPU category. You can go for it if you want to. GPU wise, go for NVIDIA all the way. Just NVIDIA. Go for it. Especially because they're the ones that have freaking ray tracing in their latest GPUs. I'll obviously go for that.
No,
I should have. I should have just saved up a little bit more and bought a GeForce instead of AMD. Because I could have just saved up a little more instead of getting what I got and got a 1060. A GTX 1060, and I would have been really good at that point. Or even just a 1050. I still would have been probably better off than what I am now.
Yeah, I would gladly have a 1060 or
actually, I'm pretty sure 1060 wise versus my graphics card, the clock speed, I could be completely wrong about this, I'm guessing. So if someone wants to put up the actual charts, let me know. But I'm saying, I'm pretty sure performance wise, they give the same performance, but the only difference is mine has 4 gigabytes of VRAM and the 1060 has 6. So that's the only real difference. But I don't know.
Aww.
This new graphics card I was looking at, which is the latest version of the one I have.
Oh yeah, I actually have changed the graphic card a few months ago, but that was an RTX 960 NVIDIA. I think it's RTX.
Probably GTX. What are you on about?
Yeah, I got an NVIDIA card a few about. I talked back then with you guys, but I think it's a 960 NVIDIA card.
That'd be GTX 960.
Yeah, it's not a good card.
Probably XM then. Those aren't too great. They're okay, but well, when it comes down to it, I mean, yeah, I mean, at least got the better deal. But when it comes down to it, I should have just waited. And like I said, now I mean, there's this other card that's on sale right now. That's like 8 gigabytes of VRAM. It's an AMD card again. So part of me is going back and forth of like, you know, if I had this much money, which I think is like 139, I think that's how much money it is. So it's like, I could actually get that versus the real price was like 250 or something, or 290, I don't know, it's something. Like, that'd be something to get, that'd be way better than my current. Problem, AMD. I don't know if I ever want to buy anything with that label again. AMD graphics. Don't know if I ever want to buy that ever again. That's so many issues with it, and it always upsets me.
But yeah, that's interesting. Oh god, that's a lot of talk about graphic cards. That's
A lot of talk about everything, but when we go into rants, we go into rants.
basically like for people that have watched it. If people actually have watched it, why have you watched it? Why?
Why have you watched this?
Why?
How could you stand? How have you standed to be here this long?
How can you be such a nerd? You should listen to nerds.
How can you be a nerd? How dare you be a nerd? We might be nerds, but how dare you be one?
Like the new kind of bullying, nerds bullying nerds for being nerds.
That has happened in a lot of places. I never understood.
I don't get why. If people have, that's basically opinion wise. Like, oh, we have our opinions, and your opinion is wrong. Like, you have fucking passion about two different things. They're nerds about one thing and knows a lot of that, and you're nerds about another thing.
What I don't understand is there's a lot of like people who'd actually like make fun of people and everything. Like they would just do that. Like they're like, oh, you play this stupid crap, da da da, and then if you were to actually see them at their house or something, they would be playing that same thing and enjoying it. Like, so why are you making fun of it?
Or
it's like because they're better than me.
I'm gonna tell you something. Have you ever thought about the term nerd these days is meant for those nerd in general? It's meant for someone who knows about something that they is passionate about. That's what a nerd is. That's what.
There's like a difference between nerd and geek for me. It's a little weird.
Geek and nerd is the same thing.
Technically, it's the same thing, but for some reason, I always like interpreted nerd as like something different.
I mean, if you think about this though, sports jockeys, that it's like, oh, hey, sport is the best thing. Like, they're technically nerds too. Like, because they know a lot of their sport. They know a lot about that. That makes them nerds. If they know that. Fucking sports is a way of nerds too. But the biggest nerd is the trainers. God.
I don't know.
I love sports. I love sports, by the way. I'm not kidding. I was in school once. Like when I was in school, like I think it was 2 or 3 years. So this one guy, we talk a lot. I think it was when FIFA 19. It was that. So I had bought that, pre-ordered, I think. It was the last FIFA I bought. And the guy asked me, do you like FIFA? I'm like, yeah, I like sports a lot. Like, he was so surprised because I talk about like different games like shooters and JRPG a lot. Then when I buy that, he's like, you like it? I'm like, yeah. You got so confused because it's such. I'm like not that open about like a sports games that much because like I don't play it that much.
Yeah.
But I do actually play it.
I don't know. I guess a lot of people in that whole thing don't think that both sports and I guess basically sports and gaming can't mix for some reason. When honestly, in my high school, mainly the people who played the most games were the jocks. And that was the funny thing. They were the biggest nerds were the people who were the jocks. It's like, it was just funny. Like, alright. Also, they would always talk about playing Call of Duty or Destiny or freaking...
Here is the thing, random. I think how it works is like, it's not that they feel insecure about what they do, it's that they want to fit in. Like, that's an issue with a lot of people. Like, oh, hey, we want to fit in, so we're gonna make fun of these people that is openly about doing what they do. Even though I do the same thing, but I want to fit in with the cool kids.
I guess it's kind of both in a way. I mean, in a way, they're insecure about the fact that they do that, or, I mean, in a way, so they kind of just make fun of other people for it, but at the same time, they want to stick close to the cool people. But you can set that an example for this one guy.
Fitting in.
I know
it's
what
like
I'm saying.
Always, I mean, most of the time it's fitting in or being insecure. That's what people don't get about bullying in general. It's like, there's technically a guy that doesn't fit in general with people, and for him to fit in, he has to be rude in a way, or he is insecure, and because of that, he has to prove that he is stronger or better than he believes he is by taking down someone that is weaker than.
Look at that. The definition of masculinity. That's gonna stack a lot of issues. But yeah.
Hey, we start issues and then we end them by saying, but.
More like issues are saying, fuck you. Anyway. Now.
I mean, also, that's like the thing. What is it with people that's like, hey, I'm not racist, but. The but.
Okay, there's really no but. Like, the but's never gonna help. If you completely admit to being racist, there is no but. You've just admitted it. No one's gonna go away from that.
Like, that's like, I don't get it. That's like,
wait.
You know, I will do it, but like, the but you should never say
show that
but.
Did that, right? Like, there was a show or something that had a person say like, they're okay with racism, but they're not okay with something else, and they're like saying like, I can draw, damn, what was the damn?
I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about.
Something like that, I guess. Basically, they were just trying to say that they can draw a line, basically at no, damn it, they're okay with racism, but they had to draw a line at something. I don't remember what the other topic was, but and then there's just like this black woman that shows up like, you're saying you're okay with racism, and the one's just like, I don't know what that was. Someone's gonna have to tell me what that was. But that was
probably
pretty funny.
Monty Python. They have that kind of humor.
I don't know. There was some joke with it, but I was just like, I thought that was hilarious. Just like, ow, just put yourself extremely under the bus.
I mean,
I think it was animal abuse. Was it animal abuse? Was the other topic? I don't know.
Animal abuse?
I don't know what the hell it was. It was some freaking other topic, but it was somebody will tell me.
Like, you're okay with racism, but you're not okay. What? Like,
yeah, it's like, so you're not against racism? Is that what you're trying to say? Like you're okay with that? Way to put yourself on the
I
bus.
can still get the people that says like, you know, I'm not like this, but like, you definitely like this if you use a but. Always a but in anything you say.
Can't be as bad as the guys on social media that's just like, I'm not like other guys. Like, how about you just sit back, you don't say anything.
You are exactly like every guy because you say that you're.
I mean,
you're
the
exactly
point is,
like everyone.
don't say it. A lot of people just go off and they feel like they have to explain themselves when it comes down to it, but you don't have to explain anything.
When I say something, I'm not gonna explain what I mean unless you fucking ask me, because some people don't understand what I mean. And if I don't even know what I mean, don't fucking ask me! What do I look like?
That's another thing, too.
Someone that take care of people?
That's another thing, too, when it comes down to it. There's a lot of freaking weird people when it comes to social media. Apparently, every social media website is a dang dating site.
Yeah, have you seen Donald Trump?
Right. I'm saying apparently every place is just a dating site. Twitter, Twitch, whatever. Because so many guys trying to do something. I'm like,
I'm just saying I'm not gonna date Trump. Okay, guys? I promise that.
I'm surprised he even still has a wife.
Oh fuck! I got pinged again by this irritating guy that pinged me. my God, this Nexus guy is very irritating. He pings me every time on Twitter.
Says the
kidding,
guy who pinged me first. Reputation.
But if I
was
go
gonna go
down
back
my
to the-
list,
Yeah, I was about to say, gonna bring up the Trump thing again, just like, it's like, what the hell is, it's like, who the hell is this guy? What the freaking annoying orange? Can they make a live action version of that guy?
what, you said something? I got interested in,
I noticed.
Twitter.
This is exactly how it is with Trump. I said that as a joke of Trump, just like someone looking, like scrolling down the thing, had no idea who it was. Like, what the hell did they make a live action version of the annoying orange?
Oh god, I never watched. I don't think I watched the Annoying Orange actually.
I never have either. I thought it was stupid because I've never been interested
I
in
may have
stupid
watched
comedy.
like, yeah. Apparently he's not popular, or he's popular, but he's not. He's like more infamous than famous. Like,
Who,
that's
Orange?
what?
Who, annoying orange? Ooh.
Yeah, I think he's more like an infamous.
Well,
Really,
no.
like because he's like.
I mean,
done terrible-
it was pretty popular back in the day, but you know, it grew
Back in
old
the-
kind of quick.
Another cute girl. Wait, I wanted to see the whole picture.
Out of context, that is just the worst thing.
What?
Another cute girl. Let me look at that whole picture. Like, okay, I don't think we should be talking about that on the podcast, but okay.
I'm just watching Twitter when you put. I thought you
that
did
doesn't-
the most work here.
That doesn't excuse.
I said something really dumb a while back, and I'm like, you can gladly take this out of context whenever you want.
Son of a... That popping up on my feed. Thanks, Squid. Something you retweeted has popped up on my feed. That was from November 7th.
Was it a cute girl that is not
Well, it was a girl.
fully dressed?
We'll go that far. It was something you retweeted. It popped up in my feed. I'm like, what the hell? Oh my... This was from days ago.
Days ago? Oh.
Yeah, from November 7th. 24th now. This was from the 7th.
Streaming. Yeah, what you can do is cry. Oh, look at that. This Nerd Ensemble with Nexus 71C. Oh, even more cute picture of cute guns.
Go down
Okay.
on that.
Like,
honestly.
by the way, guys, if you ever check my Twitter, don't be unrated. Like, seriously. My Twitter feed is pretty much
So basically, you're
don't-
saying you mostly like and I would imagine retweet NSFW stuff. Is that what you're saying?
I would never. How dare you assume I watched another? Ooh, kick.
We didn't even hear the girl part. Just like, how dare you suggest that? Oh, hey, good girl. Just like,
Like, the fuck? It's like, that's a perfect ending of a bit. Like, how dare you accuse me of the, oh, a cute girl?
see, you know, this is the type of comedy that deserves to be here. I'm not even gonna sway this away or anything. So like, this is perfect.
That's like the comedy that's like fun. It's like making fun of something. Like, how dare you say something about me? Oh, this like that's comedy that's good because it's like making fun of the idea. Like, it's like making fun of racism. Like, that's like funny is because people are so sensitive when it comes to like making fun of racism. A lot of those stuff in general. Racism, sexism.
I mean, it depends on.
What can we
how far
else
you
make
go for it.
But I can go pretty far if it's so. You know, man. I mean, for me, I don't care how they look as long as they're cute, adorable, and I can kidnap them. I mean, ask them for a legal reason to follow me with their own free will into a car.
I just no, sorry. I found a picture. I want you to read. Oh my god.
Discord or Twitch? Okay.
Discord.
Oh wait, I have my other phone on with Discord on.
Oh god.
Guys, I have 2 phones. Did you know I have 2 phones?
Congratulations. You want a medal?
Yeah. Did you send it to my Twitter? Oh my god, it's my phone down. I have to use my bad phone with the bad version of Discord.
Just install the good version.
I did on my other phone. That phone.
Why can't you on this one?
Because
Is
I
it as
don't
a
have
iOS?
space on this. Oh.
Oh, well, it'll overwrite your other one. I don't know. Anyway. There you
Oh god.
Oh, that's another thing we should mention. That's a close off.
Oh god.
So,
Yeah.
that's Cybertruck, right? What the hell was he thinking? Also, what were the designers of that prototype thinking? Because first of all, you make that crap. It's like, oh, we got this Cybertruck. Like, it's gonna look good. By the way, I did not watch the video. I mean, I've seen the video with no audio, but I haven't listened to it, so I don't know anything that was said during it. But for what I heard, what I saw obviously was he's like, oh, we're gonna test the durability of this glass. It should not break. Throws a rock, breaks immediately. Then, or not a rock, but throws something at it. It breaks. It's like, okay, throw it the back window, pff, breaks. And according to Evil, what he said is just something like, oh my fucking god. It's like, I don't know. Basically, even he was extremely surprised that it broke because he thought it was supposed to be really durable. So I can imagine in the backstage area, just like, the fuck. But seriously though, that design and the tires. What the hell's with the tires? That is the main thing I'm worried about. The main design, it's weird, but I guess it has acquired taste. But the tires? Those look like the freaking plastic tires that are on toys, man. And on the freaking Tonka trucks that you get for 3-year-olds. Goddamn
Were you
Cyber
saying
Tonka
that
truck.
3-year-olds aren't allowed to drive this car now? Wow.
I don't know. It looks like a damn rubberized or just a plastic wheel. Like, all tires are rubber. I'm saying freaking plastic wheel, and it looks awful. And I'm like, what in the hell? This looks like either you just loaded up a very bootleg version of an N64 game or PS1 game. It looks... Why? Or if you fancy it up, it could look like an old Warhog, but that's fancied up. Still,
Why not is the question.
why not? How much money was that thing? Let me look this up.
Too much. Hey, it's Elon. What do you think he's selling his car? Elon Musk must be the fucking most amazing guy though. Like, seriously. Even if people make fun of him, he's gonna go with it. Like, if anyone makes fun of the car, he's gonna go with that flow. And make fun
About
of the way they make...
150,000 orders thus far for Tesla Cybertruck.
Wouldn't you want one with a cannon on the back?
Well, that makes sense, but seriously though, people are actually buying the thing. Me, I wouldn't. I wouldn't want to buy it. It's not that I'm saying I don't want it. I think it looks stupid. I don't understand the point.
Okay, I'm gonna go back to my scrolling through Twitter right now. I'm listening
Well, I am.
to him talking.
I am scrolling through Twitter. I'm just trying to find
This
the
is
damn
an
price.
adorable car!
Get the Cybertruck
Oh
done.
my god! That is adorable!
What you on about?
God.
This is the part of the
This
podcast
is
where
like-
he's gonna buy something.
You saw a really adorable cat. Oh, what cat got also?
Alright, let's see. Order now. How much money is this? Okay. Single motor RWD, 39,900. Dual motor AWE. Rear wheel drive, an all-wheel. Jesus Christ, can I not talk? All-wheel drive, 49,900. Tri-motor all-wheel drive, 69,900. Self-driving, add 7,000. Self-driving is a add-on. So add 7,000 extra. So it tackles on 10,000 for when it comes to the single versus the dual. Then the tri one, for some reason, has 20 more. And then 7,000 for the freaking self-driving. Oh, and you only had to pay $100 down.
He was throwing steel balls at the Cybertruck.
Steel balls, okay, that's what. Seriously though, what in the apps hell possessed them to make this? I gotta say.
Uh-huh. Yep. Oh, I killed cat again!
The exoskeleton is built with an exterior shell made for ultimate durability and passenger protection. Clearly the windows are not very durable. Starting with a nearly impenetrable exoskeleton, every component is designed for superior strength and endurance.
Are they building a truck or a tank?
I don't know, from ultra hard 30 times cold rolled stainless steel structural skin to Tesla armor glass. Tesla armor glass, huh? You sure that's armor glass? Dude, I'd rather if you're
Again,
getting
are
this
they
stuff
building
from
a
video
tank
game,
or a truck?
if you're getting this car from the graphics of a video game, you should probably get the bulletproof glass that's available in those video games. Something better would use it, help eliminate dents, damage, and long-term corrosion with a smooth monochrome exoskeleton that goes on the outside of the car and provides you and your passengers maximum protection. It sounds like a freaking sponsored video because I'm going nuts in this reading, but it's really me just figuring this out. Oh no, here it is. Tesla armor glass. Ultra strong glass and polymer layered composite can absorb and redirect impact force for improved performance and damage tolerance. I mean, that's what you want it to do, but I'm pretty sure that video says otherwise.
Ooh.
Okay, the interior.
So
okay,
you're talking about a tank, right?
I'm gonna say right here and now, that interior, I think I kind of like. I think I like the interior of it though. Let's see, hold on a minute. So you can add 3,500 pounds in the back. Bullock storage space for your toolbox tires plus 100 cubic feet. Ability to pull nearly infinite mass and a towing capability of over 14,000 pounds. That's bear suspension.
Oh god, this was funny.
Seat 6 comfortably with. Oh yeah. Hold on. Seat 6 comfortably with additional storage under the second row seats, complete with an advanced 17-inch touchscreen with an all-new customized user interface.
Is he still talking?
Seems to be. I don't know. This thing is weird. What's even worse is I think they use the same font as Cyber. Whatever it is. My mind's blanking. Cyberpunk 2077. I think it's using the same freaking font. Or close to.
What about Cyberpunk? Are you gonna get the game?
I don't know. I mean, it looks really good. It looks really good, but whether I get it, I don't know.
I'm like the same. Like, do I really want to get the game? I mean, Keanu Reeves in the game. That's like kind of been.
That is a pretty big selling point.
Yeah, but like, that was also that's like one of the reasons I got Death Stranding, guys. That was like because there was a lot of people I knew in the game, and yeah, cool game. I'm gonna get this.
I mean, there's a bunch of different reasons, but I don't know, man. It looked pretty good. So I mean, it did look good. Are there any gameplay stuff that came out about it or anything? I don't know because I didn't watch.
I don't know.
The only thing I watched from it was the E3 trailer.
Same. Actually, I didn't even watch that. I didn't even care.
I mean, I watched it because it was part of the Xbox
Yeah,
conference.
because you're an
but
Xbox nerd.
I watched
Nerd.
all of the conferences. The only one I
Nerd.
haven't watched was the Square Enix one. I was planning on
didn't watch that.
actually. The only reason why is because whatever it was. I was planning to actually do a reaction of it, but you know, took my time on that one. I'm like, no reason.
Wait, is that a Juki? No, that's not Juki. Well, it was still a one.
Honestly, you should probably just go ahead and just say, screw it there. Screw it in there, because, I mean, what else we gotta talk about? 2 hours and
I have
51
one
minutes, so.
thing we need that I have not mentioned yet. I have not.
Go ahead.
I have not. Yeah, talking about Death Stranding. I completed the game a few days ago. 2 days ago. So now. Or was it yesterday I completed it? Oh, no. So I basically decided to like. This is funny. Figure like. I was like, I'm gonna go to bed, so. I'm gonna go play some Death Stranding. I finished the game. It took me about 4 hours to complete the rest of the story. It was like it was episode 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Oh god, I'm just telling you. The episode 10 was like the most boring. 11, and 12, and 13, 14 was like really quick completed. For example, I think one of them was a boss fight. That's the thing. Those are easy in this game. Like normally boss fights in games are meant to be hard. I felt like the only one I had problem with was the first one. Otherwise, the boss fight amazing in the game. It was a kind of interesting way to do. No, actually, second boss in the game was the hardest. Because, yeah, I can't spoil it because, yeah, but it was hard. If you wanna watch it, you go to my channel. Everything should be up on when this is up on my channel late. And yeah, so basically this far, I'm gonna say, and all about the delivering stuff kind of was irritating when you came farther into the game, like because certain, yeah, and if you know about the rain in the game, right? You know about that. Yeah, kind of that, but in some places it was like raining because it was part of the main game. It was meant to rain. Like this area is gonna rain the whole, as long as you're gonna do this part of the game. So it was like, yeah, it could fuck you over a lot. You could fail a mission because of that. Because it was like, oh, you failed because your cargo broke. And you're like, okay, I wonder fucking why. Like, it couldn't be that you fucking threw like 20 things at me when I don't have stuff to defend myself for. Can't be that. Piece of shit.
Nah. I don't know.
And then, what else can I? Okay, now rate basically the delivering part and the boss fights. That's good stuff. Overall, though, the game could use some improvement because fuck, he felt like a drunk a lot. Like sometimes he could stumble on a small stove without a prop that wasn't even like fucking that big, and you were like, how do you stumble on that stove? And you could easily go over. And the driving in the game, terrible as fuck, unless you were like on a unless you used a specific. If you used a bike in the game, it was fine. Like that could almost drive everywhere. But it was still terrible playing. And for people wondering why I'm talking this out, why I'm just talking about it. I like talking about it. So amazing. And I want to say so much more, but I can't because it's a little bit of a girl here that's gonna cry if I tell too much about the game. I really want to play it.
The whole point is not to spoil stuff.
Exactly. This is
Okay.
why I try to figure out what to say without spoiling the game. The one thing I had one issue with is that I feel like they should add, to be honest, is that because you can listen on the music in the game, but you can't do it while you're traveling. That's kind of, unless it's like part of the game that when they throw it in, like, hey, you're gonna listen to this music because it's part of the mission and it's showing that you're close to your objective. That was the only time they threw in the music. It was like, yeah, you can only listen when you are resting or something, like where you're safe. But you couldn't have it on the go, like, hey, it's too silent, I want to listen to it. You couldn't do that. I feel like that's an improvement they should do. Like they should add that so you can listen to music. Or you get it at end game. When you complete the game, you can get it like, hey, you get this as a bonus. So you can do like listen to music while you're. But the game is quite really silent, as long as you're moving around. That's kind of disturbing. I hate silent stuff. Like, unless it's like Resident Evil, because then I. So, what's my overall thought about this game though? It's the best game of this year. Like, as far as I know, this year, this is the best game that has been released. Mostly, I think I'm kind of biased because I know, it's mostly because I like Norman Mikkelsen. God, Mads Mikkelsen did a great job, and so did Norman. And I have to admit it, sadly, and it's gonna make next a little bit heavy, but Troy did a good job too.
He always does a good job.
You're biased on this one.
No, it just every single time, it's always good. There's only one
I don't
time
know,
I would
it's
imagine
like-
he probably did pretty bad, but or a few times. Well, those were early in his career anyway, so that makes sense. Hashtag Comanche
I mean,
Man.
early on, almost anyone does. Not everyone can be good directly.
Yeah. Oh,
Like, you can't expect someone to go into like. That's the issue I have with works. Hey, you have to have experience to work it. Like, okay, how do I get it? By working. But I'm not allowed to work if I don't have experience. How do you expect me to get experience if I can't work?
Exactly. It's like, you're not explaining anything, you're just saying exactly. Exactly.
Like, the fuck do you? What you're
Now
telling
we're
me is, if I want to get this job, I have to get experience. But to be able to get experience, I need this job. Yes.
Yeah. And it works. I mean, it's
Hello,
really good.
Frosty. No, I'm not gonna go to sleep yet. In a few minutes because it's on time.
Soon time to end. But when it comes down to it, though, when it actually comes to the voice actor, like whatever it is, the word I'm thinking of, that sort of area of jobs, in a way, it mostly just depends on your skill, but at the exact same time, it depends on what's available, because 9 times out of 10, you are not going to find really anything.
Yeah.
That's probably one
for
of the
me,
harder jobs, because it's so lacking
if it
in like,
comes
getting a
to
job.
if it comes to playing a terrible Russian, I can take the job. Don't worry. You can trust me.
Someone who sounds
I'm
nothing like
Russian. Exactly, terrible Russian.
so terrible. It sounds correct. I don't know.
Oh yeah, Tommy Earl Yankees was really amazing.
Who?
He played basically the one black guy in the whole game. I think there was like a few other black guys, but they were not part of the main game. But there was one black guy. I'm just saying, he just made a great game. That's what all of them said. And
Ooh.
I was so glad I pre-ordered it because this still book I have fucking amazing. And then I have my Pokemon Steel book that I got when I
what's the name of that guy again?
Tommy Earl Jenkins.
What?
Who are you talking about?
The guy you just said. What?
Tommy Earl Jenkins. He played one black guy in the game.
Wait a minute. What the heck it is? 1 minute.
He plays Die Hardman. And Troy Baker plays Higgs. I'm just saying this. Higgs is a fucking great. I'm just gonna spoil this, even if you don't want to, but he's a great villain. Like one of the few villains in some games is like really irritating. Here's the thing: when it comes down to it, Higgs is a great villain because he's just a lot in the background, but still does a lot in the front. Like that's the thing about him. He's great everywhere. He's amazing. Do you know the guy that I was talking about?
I gotta say honestly though, Troy makes a great villain no matter what. It just works perfectly as a villain. The voice just can do great.
I feel like he is a villain. He's even a villain when he plays a good guy.
He's just the villain who plays the good. Maybe.
I mean, if you think about it, Joel, is he really the good guy?
I mean, think about it this way. I mean, the way that he basically laughs most of the time is like basically somebody who would basically be the villain. Also, one of his roles is literally the Joker. But then one of his roles is also the Batman, so how does that work? He's literally played as Batman and Joker. That is a lucky catch.
Telltale games, I think.
Batman in Telltale and Joker in Arkham Origins.
Yeah, like how?
It's like, well, you got the lucky deals, didn't you? You had to play both roles, which is the only actor in history to do that.
Yeah. He also plays Robin.
Well, Jason Todd. But...
yeah, that's also kind of ironic. Like, he plays fucking...
yeah, he plays Jason Todd.
That's going
also
full
Two-Face.
He's soon gonna be fucking...
He's gonna be every single role ever in Batman. He could just take over the Batman actor industry. Commissioner Gordon, Troy Baker, pop up. Can't really take Penguin because currently that's Nolan North, but still some other deals going.
I mean, he probably could do that too.
They usually don't like taking each other's roles, but who knows? They're pretty buddy now.
Oh god.
You make a show. I don't know. There's just a bunch of deals.
Again, we were to end now because we kind of said, oh, we can end with
I said we can end,
one
but
and a
then...
half hours later. It's like
I said we can end earlier if we want to, but because we don't always have to go to 3, and then like 10 minutes
but
ago
it's
I
mostly
said
because
we
if
can
we do end, yeah, here's the issue that if we end too early, we're probably gonna see the chat of our stuff that should have gone on the stream.
No.
And that is what like why most of the time lately I've been like gonna talk for like 5 minutes, then I'm gonna end the call and be like bye, and then I don't even wait for it to respond. I'm like click.
Yeah, he just immediately clicks. I never get to say bye back. Very insensitive. I just want to say bye back, damn it. Why would I say
and
bye?
he sits there and say like, oh, what I wanted, I want to say bye.
He didn't let me say bye. He just left.
Just say that like visiting one time, coming home to you, visiting you, like the day after, like when I'm leaving, like bye, close the door. You're like,
Point. I wouldn't even do that. I'd just be like,
like, get your gun ready, your softball gun, and be, I will have my revenge.
didn't say bye. Stabs tires. Can't leave now, can you, babe?
like how to turn Nexus to a villain. Doesn't let him say bye. That would be like a terrible sketch, or that would be a funny bit to do.
There's a few.
Never let you say, but then make it to a super villain somehow. Because of that, we somehow access
Use your words.
to like every fucking gadget ever without having money, and then be like, time to destroy you. Like, what the fuck?
Always go for
What is it with
CGI.
every villain have access to everything? They fuck everything.
Like I said the same thing about Batman. How does he get that shit? I know he's rich, but come on, man. How does he get it all?
Lucius Fox.
Even after he died. Still
I
got a lot.
don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, he still have a whole company that works.
Anyway, I think it's a good place
That's
to start
kind of
right here.
yeah. So basically, he wants to do this in a fast way, but I'm slower than him. As I said,
Cool.
I want
So
everything to be thorough.
Cool. So I'm going to go ahead and say it my way. So here's the deal. If you want to follow me in places, the name is Next71C on literally everything except for Mixer, which is Next71C 600. Why? Because it wouldn't let me take my actual name. So everything else, just go from there. You're good to go. You don't even need a link, just search it up, you got it. And for Discord, I have a link in my chat, which I just sent out, is the Discord and the audio version of this podcast, which is right there. Bada bing, bada boom. And that is all my side of plugging. Oh, also, anyone in my YouTube chat or YouTube side, all of his links to his stuff, Twitch and YouTube that is in my description. So, good.
Now that, God, that was a slow page.
Sure.
But yeah, I'm gonna say the fast but slow, but like everything is in the description anyway. Like check out our Twitters again in our description, because that's faster when you're on the video. If you have downloaded it, yeah, basically it's just I don't know what my name is. Let me check it out. I think it's Sweden Catboy. No, Sweden Catboy. I had that. Most of my stuff is Sweden Cat, except YouTube. That's Swedenboy Gaming, because that brand, Swedenboy Gaming, or Swedenboy basically is my brand. That's my brand. Even if it's a terrible brand, it's a brand. My Discord, my Discord is in my description. If you want his Discord, why would you want his Discord? I mean,
Hey, it's getting pretty active with just 3 people in it. 4, I guess.
Four active people.
I mean, hey, it could be much more active, much more people come in, but it's getting really active these days with just 4
I
people.
mean, back when
Imagine
I
people coming
joined,
in.
it was pretty active too, and it was
Well,
only
we
2
had a
people.
bunch of
It
people that
wasn't
had to
you.
leave.
No, it was just you and him.
Well,
The
then
one
afterwards he
we don't
invited folks.
speak of.
Yeah. Afterwards, he invited folks, but same difference.
That's kind of fun. Like back then, that was like good. And then now we are like terrorizing people. Then I mean, we are very nice and polite people that would never terrorize anyone except YouTube. Well, because they make bad choices, so we terrorize their choices a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, we would never terrorize.
Apparently, they even released a blog post recently that says something like that, which is just to say like, oh, this is why we make these decisions that seem like, you know, we make these fixes to stuff that doesn't exist or whatever. I'm like, huh? I didn't even read it, but it's a thing. So
Like, we do fixes to stuff that doesn't exist.
we just fix stuff that's not really a problem. Like that doesn't
Like,
seem like a
oh,
problem.
you think this UI is it's not a problem? Okay, let me fix that. Like, but it's not a problem.
You know, You know, I just remembered something that somebody said against COPPA before. If they're trying to make sure kids don't watch, then why do they keep making the site look more kid friendly in the past few years? Like, it's gone from being like a sort of rough UI to a more simple and less cluttered looking one, to where it looks more like it's suited for a kid.
Good job, YouTube.
Good job. You did exactly the opposite of what you wanted. Anyway.
The kids are not welcome here. Let's make it kid friendly.
Yeah.
Wait, I want to say one thing.
Shit,
Why doesn't this?
You keep going. You got it.
Why doesn't this affect Twitch? I don't get that. Why doesn't FTC go on Twitch with this rule?
This is why this goes along with what I'm about to say. I completely forgot the other reason. I completely forgot the other reason why COPPA is happening. Is because YouTube was data mining the YouTube Kids app, and YouTube like basically to data mine kids, and that goes against the COPPA rule, which is to protect websites and places from collecting data on kids. And YouTube was doing that. So this is why this is being really enforced. Technically not, because Twitch also has the 13 or up rule, but don't really enforce it too much. Yes, but YouTube has YouTube Kids, and that's where they were doing the data mining. Was YouTube Kids.
That should they definitely go on, but when it affects the whole platform, that's where there is an issue. They should not force that.
There's a bunch of weirds.
Yeah, it should go on Twitch also. That applies to the same rules, because yes, they don't have a side thing that is for kids, but they are still a thing that kids watch on. So why doesn't that affect the rules of Twitch? That's the thing I don't get. Probably that Bezo guy is like, hey, have this beautiful money. Yeah. And with that said, we started bullying. We're like, we need to go to other stuff.
Thank you all for everybody who has watched this now or later. So.
Hopefully see you next week. Hopefully.
Hopefully sometime. I mean, I should get the job immediately after the interview. It should probably take a week or two. Maybe. It really depends on them.
Yeah.
Or I could get it right away. I don't know. We'll see.
Hopefully we will see you next weekend. At least. But that will be with probably Destiny. Unless I force him to download Stardew Valley. Download Stardew Valley.
We need to just keep playing Destiny non-stop.
2,000 hours later.
I mean, honestly, it's pretty fun.
Yeah,
I mean, it's pretty fun to go back through the stories. Hopefully we can do that at some point, but I'm saying we can just keep up what we're doing. Finish up Destiny, which is not going to take too long. Maybe a few more.
We only have Taken left, the Taken King left, and that's
Destiny 2. There's Rise of Iron, but we're not going to do that because it's story-wise, it's useless. So, he doesn't need to do it.
But, yeah, again, see you guys next